To Philadelphia here at 2:29. AccuWeather says overcast through tonight, drizzle at times this afternoon, fog late tonight.
And we're almost ready to start the ball game. We are about 15 minutes late, and it seems odd we're in the same time zone as Philadelphia. We're not used to starting a ball game this late on a Sunday afternoon. Probably things will work out okay for the Phillies, who have travel plans tonight. They're coming back by a commercial jet that leaves at 6:53, due in Philadelphia at 8:42. So we should have spacing to make that one properly. Bake McBride to start it for the Phillies. Bake batting at 302. The Phillies now have three players over the 300 mark: McBride, Boa, and Maddox. Wind up in the pitch to Bake. It's a fastball over for a strike. Billy DeMars at third base. Tony Taylor at first base, coaching for the Phillies. Phillies have the third best batting average in the National League. Pitch to Bake. He tries to bunt and goes foul. No balls and two strikes on McBride. Bake has homered once, has driven in 9 runs.
Talking to Ernie Johnson, one of the broadcasters for Atlanta before the game, he says he'll go basically fastball and then knuckle curve as his off-speed pitch. A little slider once in a while, but basically he's a two-pitch pitcher.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bake, and it's a fly ball into right center field. Both fielders are getting back, Asselstein and Matthews. It'll be the center fielder's play. Just shy of the warning track, he pulls it in for the out. McBride out on a high fly ball to center field. One away, and here's Larry Boa. Larry continues his hot hitting in the last 8 ball games, a 389 clip, and his average of 306. We have a basically sunny day here in Atlanta, although we have some high clouds overhead right now. I don't believe they're looking for rain. The pitch on the way to Boa. A fastball is up high, ball 1. In the last 8 games, Boa has knocked in 5 runs. Larry drove 1 in last night's game. The 1-0 to Boa is a ground ball towards second base. Jerry Royster has it. His throw to first is in time, and Boa is out. That's 2 away, and here's Mike Schmidt hitting at 275. Schmitty, the player who was robbed on that call last night. And Schmitty stood there at first base while everybody else argued the play, and for the entire time, Mike Schmidt stood there at first base because I think he knew in his heart he had a base hit. And he needs it. Mike is 0 for 12 right now. Hanna into the windup, and just as he did, Schmidt got something in his eye and quickly asked for time. Mike got it out, and we're ready to go. 2 outs, nobody on base. Hanna winds, and here's his pitch. Fastball grounded to shortstop. Cheney picks it up and throws him out, and the inning is over. Phillies retired 1-2-3. At the end of the half inning, Phil's nothing. Braves coming up.
The Cat is really on the prowl at your Lincoln Mercury dealers. He wants these dealers to sell every Mercury in stock. Every one. That includes the anniversary edition 4-door Mercury Marquis with its traditional full-size luxury and comfort, plus a special value package featuring a vinyl roof, luxury wheel covers, body side moldings, flight bench seat, and more. Right now, this special package is being offered by Lincoln Mercury to its dealers at a factory discount. So check out your local Lincoln Mercury dealer now. At the sign of the Cat.
They came from across the sea, from Japan, Germany, England, Italy. Bright and eager to show what they could do. They were foreigners in a foreign land. But one thing that was true in the old country was also true in the new.
You can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's #1 in the world. #1 in your car.
Imports from every country find America is the land of opportunity. The opportunity to use Champions, the world's best-selling spark plug. The plug that wins more big races. For imports, you can't buy a better plug than Champion.
You can't buy a better plug than Champion. You can't buy a better plug than Champion. You can't buy a
Braves Braves in the first inning to look at Larry Christensen. Larry missed his last start because of an attack of asthma that had him hospitalized overnight in Chicago. So his last start was back on the 18th of the month at Houston. He went 5 1/3 innings, giving up 7 hits and 4 runs. Got a no decision in that game, but the Phillies eventually won it 8-5 on Jerry Martin's 9th inning home run. Larry is 3-5 lifetime against the Atlanta Braves. He beat them in his only decision last year. Christensen 3-3 this season, and a 4.96 earned run average, which is kind of high, particularly when you consider that he had a shutout in his first performance. Here's Jerry Royster to lead it off for the Braves. Tom Burgess coaching at third base and Pete Ward at first for Atlanta. Royster batting at .260, a right-handed batter. The windup by Larry, and a fastball is high, ball 1. Royster with 1 home run and 9 runs batted in. The windup in the next pitch. Here's a called strike. One ball and 1 strike to Royster. Here's the next pitch. It's a fastball, check swing, and he takes it just outside. 2-1 the count. The Pittsburgh Pirates will be in tomorrow night. Jim Cott to pitch against hard-throwing right-hander Don Robinson. Pirates have not been scoring much. Here's a hard-hit ball, 1 hop to Johnson at second base. Davey throws him out. That ball was really stung, but Johnson, moving to his left, got it on 1 hop and made the play.
Danny Ozark really, he doesn't have any pattern at all right now for playing guys at second base. In fact, he kind of admits that he's just juggling guys around and trying to find somebody to play there. And off of Davey's performance last night, you kind of thought, well, he probably wouldn't play him today. But Davey Johnson can do the job at second base, and Danny shows a lot of confidence in leaving him out there.
Brian Asselstein, left-handed batter, takes high, ball 1. He's batting at .273. Wind up in the next pitch by Christensen. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pirates have had only 6 hits in their last 2 ball games. They have scored a couple of runs today. They are tied 1-1 with the Expos at the end of 1 inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Asselstein. He cuts the foul back to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. That Pirate Expo game is 2-2. Tied 2-2 at the end of 1 inning. A 1-2 count on Brian Asselstein. He's the Braves center fielder, and it looks like he's won that job. Here's the pitch to him. The fastball misses high, 2-2. Biff Pocoroba, batting out of the number 3 spot, is on deck. Pocoroba and Matthews changed spots in the batting order today. Swing and a miss by Asselstein. He strikes out on a fastball. Christensen picking up his first strikeout and second out of the inning. It brings up the catcher, Pocoroba, a switch hitter who will be facing Larry left-handed. He's batting at .246.
Christensen has come out throwing all fastballs so far. He has not thrown a breaking ball yet, and he seems like he's very strong. He says he feels fine, no problems, and he's throwing the ball hard so far.
The pitch to Pocoroba, fastball, swing, and a miss, strike 1. Pocoroba 3 for 6 in this series with a double and a run batted in. And going back to even prior to the Phillies series, he is 6 out of his last 16. Here's the 1 strike pitch to him, and it's a curveball, and it's over for a strike called. 0-2 on Pocoroba. Just a reminder that plenty of tickets remain for all of the upcoming games in the 12-game homestand. Another curveball misses high. 1-2 the count on Pocoroba. 2 outs, nobody on base, and this ball game is scoreless in the first inning. Top batter in the National League, Jeff Burroughs, is waiting on deck. Christensen winds. Here's the pitch to Pocoroba. Change-up that misses low. 2-2. Pocoroba faced Larry twice last year, got 1 hit and 2 at-bats. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is low and inside, a full count. Here's the windup by Larry in the 3-2 pitch. It's low, ball 4, and Pocoroba draws a walk. Takaroba takes first with 2 down, and the batter is Jeff Burroughs. Well, the Braves have not had a home run or a stolen base in this series, and that's kind of unusual. Here's a guy who can hit him, though, Jeff Burroughs. He has connected only 3 times this year, but he does lead the Braves in RBIs with 23, and he leads the National League in hitting with a .348 average. He has moved in front of Rick Monday. Christensen stretches. Here's the pitch. It's flowing outside a ball. The White Sox lead the A's 1-0. They're in the second inning of the first game of their doubleheader. Toronto and New York tied 2-2 in the fourth. That's the first of 2. Swing and a miss by Burroughs. Christensen had a lot of trouble with this guy last year. I don't remember. 3 or 4 home runs he hit off him, and everything he threw up, it seemed like Jeff Burroughs hit out of the park against him. And today he started him off with a breaking ball, and then he came back with a fastball. Stretch in the pitch by Christensen is low and outside. Well, I don't remember exactly what Burroughs was either, except that I checked your notes, and you had 5 out of 9 with 4 home runs. Oh, that's close enough? That's, well, then they were my notes. There's a chance they're right. That's right, because Schenk keeps him some of the time. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Oh, it's 50-50, you know. At least I put something down on paper for you to use. That's right. But he knows the pressure we're under in these long road trips. That's right. This is an afternoon game after a night game, and that always spells trouble for the statmen. Especially this particular statman in this particular town. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Burroughs. Stretch in the pitch. It's a breaking ball, grounded to third base. Schmidt has it. He will play to second for the force. It's there in time, and the Braves' first is over. For Atlanta, no runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base. At the end of an inning, no score. Now time for a tasty break.
Tasty cake is a day in spring, a brand new love or golden ring. Tasty cake is the morning sun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one. Tasty cake is a deep blue sea, a song best thing for you and me. Tasty cake is a world of fun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one.
Those Phillies are working hard to bring home their 3rd straight Eastern Division championship and their first National League pennant in 28 years. Tasty Cake is working hard, too, because this year, as in the past, Tasty Cake will continue to be the champs when it comes to making delicious cake, like the all-time favorite taste of butterscotch, jelly, or lemon cream-filled Krimpets. 3 delicious ways to bring home a family pack of fun. Tasty Cake Krimpets, all the good things wrapped up in one.
Tasty cake is a world of fun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one.
On this long homestand, which begins tomorrow night with the Phillies and the Pirates at 8:35, 4 teams are coming to Philadelphia, and 3 of the 4 are contenders. The Pirates, Dodgers, and Giants, and the Atlanta Braves will be the tail-end team. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights, June 5th, 6th, and 7th, the Giants will be in for their series. The Monday game will start at 8:10 because of national television. The Tuesday and Wednesday games at 7:35. And prior to the game on Wednesday, June 7th, a big pregame show featuring acts from the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. That should be a lot of fun. And then remember, of course, team night, Friday, June 9th, when the Braves are in town, all teams get $1 off box and reserve seats for that ball game at 8:05. Greg Luzinski leads it off for the Phillies, and the pitch is high, ball 1. The Bull batting at 237. Going to be a long way back to the 300 mark for the Bull this year. Wind up in the next pitch by Hanna, misses high. 2-0. Greg has no hits in his last 16 plate appearances. 16 at-bats, we should say, because there have been a few walks in there. Here's a very high fly ball into deep center field. Asselstein is back, but he's got room. Short of the warning track, he takes it for the out. Greg Luzinski flies out to center field. That's 1 down in the second. And it brings to the plate Richie Hebner. Well, Hebner was in the starting lineup today. Then up here in the press box, they announced that he was out of the lineup and Jay Johnstone was in. And then when Chris Wheeler finished lunch, Hebner was returned to the lineup. Did you have anything to do with that? No, I called downstairs and asked why Hebner was out of the lineup. I'll continue the story in a moment. Here's the pitch to Hebner, left-handed batter. Swing and a miss, a strike.
And Bobby Wine said, well, he's not out of the lineup. I said, well, somebody called up here and said he was out of the lineup. We kind of think Jade called up and put himself in.
The one-strike pitch is the knuckle curve, and he gets it over. A strike called. Hebner batting at .265, and he was the Phillies' hero in the home run hitting contest before the game. He had 4 of them. Gary Matthews won that contest with 5. The knuckle curve misses. The winning team splits $500, and the Braves out-homered the Phillies 10-7. I hope that's a winner-take-all contest. You know, CBS got into a lot of trouble for promoting a contest that didn't turn out to be winner-take-all. Our guys have any extra change in their pocket, could be a problem. Hebner gets something in his eye. Steps out for a moment. A ball and 2 strikes to count on Richie with 3 homers and 16 runs batted in. Preston Hanna, right-hander, working for the Atlanta Braves today. He has had 18 strikeouts in his last 20 innings of pitching coming into the ballgame. Here's the knuckle curve, grounded foul outside of first.
This guy threw almost all fastballs to the first 4 hitters in the Philadelphia lineup. And like you said before, anybody who has any off-speed stuff at all, Richie Hebner sees it. He's a dead low fastball hitter. That's where he likes the ball out over the plate. And anytime you have breaking ball pitchers, they throw it to him.
Lined up in the pitch to a knuckle curve. He just gets a piece of it and bounces it foul toward the Atlanta dugout. A ball and 2 strikes on Mahaka. Richie Hebner in his second year with the Phillies after being the Pirate third baseman for quite a few years. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. It's a fastball that was up high, and he has popped it up. Playable on the left side of the infield. Shortstop Cheney, he can't find it. Oh, he stayed with it and caught it. He was in real trouble. He went down to both knees, and he had the glove up to protect himself, and somehow he made the catch. A tremendous play by Cheney.
That was a great play, and what a fielder will do in a situation like that is try and take the ball off to the side and hope it'll come out of the sun. And as Andy described, he fought that thing from the minute it went off the bat, and he tried to take it off the side and finally did catch it sideways in the infield. And very, very difficult play for an infielder when a ball's hit that high.
2 down, nobody on base. Gary Maddox, the hitter. He's been the Phillies' hottest hitter over the last 2 series. Gary now at .304, raising his average all the way from .265. Fastball, swing and a foul to the screen, strike 1. Maddox has had 6 hits in 8 at-bats in this series, including his second home run of the year. He's had both his home runs on this road trip. No score in the ball game. We're in the second inning. The pitch to Maddox, swing and a foul tip in and out of the glove of Pocoroba. 0-2 the count on Maddox. The Phillies are in second place in the National League East, trailing the Cubs by 2.5. The 0-2 to Maddox is the knuckle curve high, ball 1. Maddox faced Hanna last year just one time. He failed to get a hit. Warm, sunny afternoon in Atlanta for the windup of this 3-game series. The Phillies headed home. The Reds will be in here to play the Braves tomorrow night. Here's a pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch on the way to Maddox. A fastball high, and we've got a full count. Hanna has had some control problems starting the ball game. He had 31 walks and only 28 strikeouts. Here's the pitch to Gary. Ball 4. It's a bit outside, and the Phillies have their first base runner. Maddox takes a walk with 2 out, and it brings to the plate Bob Boone. Well, Boone made a contribution to that big 9th inning last night, chopping a ball over the third baseman's head, and it was good for an RBI, his 22nd of the year. They're flashing a halftime basketball score on the board here. Seattle 49, Washington 47. That's game 3 of the NBA championship. The 2 teams are tied, 1 win apiece, best of 7. There goes Maddox. Here's the pitch. It's a strike called. Throw to second. It is safe. Stolen base for Gary Maddox. Gary's 10th of the year. He's been caught only twice.
Well, that was a straight steal, so a play the Phillies use a lot with 2 outs, and Maddox was going all the way. Boone took the pitch for a strike, and the close play, and Gary threw a pretty good slide on the inside part of the bag on Royster, and Gary Crawford called him safe.
Bake McBride has had 4 steals in this series. Maddox coming up with his first. As mentioned earlier, the Braves have not stolen a base this year. 1 strike the count on Boone, batting at .257. Pitch to the right-handed batter is the knuckle curve. It's over, a strike call. Boone has homered 4 times, and his RBI total of 22 is right behind the Phillies' leaders. In fact, he's right behind Schmidt right now. He has passed Luzinski. Bull has 21, Schmidt with 27. Here's a hard hit ball, base hit to left field. Maddox being waved around. Here comes Burrow's throw. It is cut off, and the Phillies lead the ball game 1-0. Bob Boone singles in his 23rd run of the year, and the Phillies started 1-0. So the stolen base pays off for the Phillies as Boone converts it to a run, and the Phillies are on the board first. RBI number 23 for Bob Boone, a remarkable total because he has never batted any higher than 6th in the batting order, and that was only for a game or 2. All the rest of the time he's been batting 7th. Here's Dave Johnson. Dave, right-handed batter, ex-Brave, hitting this year at 135 at the moment. Pitch to Davey is the knuckle curveball. It is high, ball 1. Johnson had a 9th inning hit last night, and that drove in a run for the Phillies as they scored 3 times in the 9th to pull out that ball game. Pitch to Johnson, big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Preston Hanna at the belt. Here's the right-hander's pitch. It's a fastball low. 2-1 the count. Keep in mind the start for the pregame activities tomorrow, 7:30, with all kinds of band music on the field. The ball game at 8:35, so get there early. Here's a strike on the knuckle curve. 2-2 the count to Bob Boone. It'll be Glassboro night at the ballpark tomorrow night, and the Glassboro High School band will be performing prior to the ball game, and stick around late for fireworks afterward. Boone bluffed a run. Here's a ball hit well to left field, but right at Burrows, and he will take it for the 3rd out of the inning. Johnson lines out to Burrows, but the Phillies have scored in the 2nd. A run on 1 hit, 1 man left on base at the end of 1.5. Phillies lead Atlanta 1-0.
The day is done. It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind. So just lay bud and pour the king of beers and settle back and please yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where, you know a glass of blood is like an easy chair when you did Hey, that's right. Nothing goes with that special time you call yours like the clean, fresh taste of Budweiser. When you say Budweiser, you say it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Hey, Pelican Man.
Hey, fans, when was the last time you really enjoyed the taste of your tap water? If that water has a strong odor or mineral taste, you need a Culligan water conditioner. Call your local Culligan dealer. He'll stop by your home to give you a free water analysis with no obligation. This way you can determine which Culligan unit would best fit your needs. You can buy or rent a Culligan unit, too. So call your Culligan man. He's under C for Culligan in the white pages.
Hey, Culligan Man.
Gary Matthews will lead it off for the Braves in the 2nd inning. The Phillies leading it by a 1-0 score. On the board, the Pirates ahead of Montreal 4-2 at the end of 3 innings. Hal Dewes against Jim Bibby. John Milner homered for the Pirates. That's the only National League action underway right now. First of a doubleheader in the American League. Cleveland-Baltimore scoreless in the last of the 3rd. Don Hood against Dennis Martinez. Toronto 3, the Yankees 2 at the end of 5 in the first of their doubleheader, Jesse Jefferson against Ron Guidry. Chicago leads Oakland 2-0 through 3, Matt Keogh and Ken Kravik. That's the first of a doubleheader. Detroit and Boston tied 2-2 at the end of 4.5 in the first end of a twin bill, Jack Billingham against Alan Ripley. Ron LaFleur has hit a home run for Detroit. Kansas City, Minnesota scoreless at the end of 1 in a single game. Andy Hassler against Paul Thormisgaard. Here's a curveball to Gary Matthews that misses high, ball 1. Matthews batting at .267. Pitch to the right-handed batter, another breaking pitch. It's high, 2-0. Matthews to be followed by Murphy and Bunnell as the Braves bat in the second inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Matthews, a fastball that comes high and inside, and he has to spin out of the way, 3-0. Well, from the Braves' point of view, you'd have to say last inning's loss was a tough one, about as tough as the Phillies dropping that game in Chicago when there were 2 outs in the 9th inning and nobody on base. That same kind of turnaround. Here's a fastball in for a strike, 3-1. And the Braves have now lost 11 games this year where they were tied or ahead after the 5th inning. Matthews fouls off another pitch right back into the crowd. Full count on Gary Matthews. He was acquired in the re-entry draft last year from San Francisco. The 3-2 pitch to him, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Christensen was strikeout number 2.
He's got a good fastball today, and you really like to see him throw the thing. He was 3-0 on Matthews and came back and threw him some good fastballs and struck him out with one just then.
That brings up Dale Murphy, the first baseman. Murphy was in the home run contest earlier and hit 3 of them. He has 2 for the year, batting at .206. A right-handed batter, he is very young, and they're going to wait for Mr. Murphy to develop. He's only 22 years old. Christensen into the windup. The pitch to Murphy, a fastball. It's high, ball 1. The Braves have gone 5 games without a home run. They've had only 1 in their last 11. And that's unusual for them. Fastball, high, ball 2. Christensen seemingly missing high. He's throwing hard, though. Windup and the 2-0 pitch to Murphy. Swing and a miss at a heater. Good blazing fastball. Well, the Pirates have lost 4 of their last 6 ball games. They'll be at the Vet tomorrow night, starting time 8:35. The 2-1 pitch to Murphy. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Murphy. Larry winds in the 2-2 pitch. A ground ball chopped off the plate, high toward third. Tough play. Schmidt, bare hands, comes across and throws it wild high. And going to second base will be Murphy as the ball bounded off the screen and rolls into right field. That'll be a base hit and an error to take second. Mike Schmidt fielded the play as best he could, but it was his throw that he made in a bloop fashion on the run that went sailing way over Hebner's head. And the Braves have a runner at second with 1 down. That's the first hit for Atlanta. Well, the Phillies have had a terrible road trip error-wise, and Schmidt certainly has been right in the middle of it. Mike Schmidt making his 7th error of the Phillies. He leads all Phillies in that category. And Barry Bunnell is at the plate. Right-handed batter hitting at .226. Murphy at second with 1 down. Phillies lead this game 1-0. Stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss by Bunnell. Strike 1. For the second day in a row, the Braves have him playing at third base. And when he played it last night, it was the first time he had been at third in the month of May. Christensen stretches the 1-strike pitch. A change-up, and it's looped into left field, a base hit. Murphy is being waved around. He's headed for the plate. He will score without a throw, and this ball game is tied. Barry Bunnell singles in a run, and the Braves have tied the ball game.
Well, that was a bad pitch that Larry Christensen just made. I've been saying all along he's got a good fastball, and he threw one right by Bunnell, and then threw a kind of a bad pitch. It was a high-hanging changeup, and it's the type of pitch that a hitter sees real well. And Bonnell didn't hit it that well, but he just kind of swung it into the outfield. And it's just a bad pitch in that situation.
That is only his 5th run batted into the year. The pitch to Darrell Cheney is up high, ball 1. So the Braves have evened the score. It's 1-1 in Atlanta's 2nd inning. 1 out in the inning. Bunnell at first base. Christensen stretches. Here's the pitch to him. It's a fastball, good over the outside corner, a strike. 1-1, the count to Darrell Cheney, switch hitting shortstop, batting at .291. Facing Larry is a left-handed batter. Here's a quick throw to first base, and getting back is Bunnell. Overcast here in Atlanta right now. A hot, humid afternoon. Not likely to rain, though. There goes the runner. The pitch is fouled off. Barry Bunnell running with the pitch. Let's pause for station identification. The Phillies Baseball Network.
This is KYW Philadelphia here at 2:58, 77 degrees under cloudy skies. AccuWeather says overcast through tonight, drizzle at times, fog late tonight.
1 ball and 2 strikes, the count on Darrell Cheney. Christensen has his sign. This time Bunnell is not running, and the pitch comes low and inside, ball 3, or ball 2, I should say. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cheney has 1 home run, has driven in 7. Christensen ready. There goes Bunnell. A fastball is lofted foul and out of play over top the Phillies dugout, third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cheney. Phillies and the Braves in a 1-1 tie. We're in the 2nd inning for Atlanta. There goes Bunnell. The 2-2 pitch is high. Here's a throw to Hebner at first, but the runner had gone to second. Bob Boone picked up that ball and threw out to Hebner instead of going to second base. That'll be a stolen base for Bunnell. Well, with a left-handed batter up there, you sometimes get screened out, and apparently Boone did not see Bunnell running. And he threw to Hebner, but Bunnell was easily safe at second base. That's the first stolen base in the series for the Braves. And the 7th of the year for Bunnell. High, ball 4. Cheney draws a walk. That's the second walk given up by Christensen. Runners at first and second with 1 away. And the pitcher, Preston Hanna, is coming up right now. He has 1 hit and 14 trips.
I really don't know what happened to Boone in that fight. Bunnell got a tremendous jump off first base. He runs super, and when the Phillies drafted him, that was one of the things you heard about him was what good speed he had, and he was going to steal that base easy, and I guess, like you said, Boone, he just didn't know he went.
Phillies are half expecting the bunt. It doesn't come. Full swing and a foul ball right off the roof of our broadcast booth. Strike 1 on Preston Hanna. He was not up there to bunt at all. He took the full swing. Still, Schmidt at third, Hebner at first have shortened up. And the pitch to him. Now he bunts, but it goes foul back to the screen. So 2 strikes on Preston Hanna, the pitcher, batting with 1 down. Runners at first and second, and a run in for the Braves to tie it at 1. The Braves are in last place in the National League West. They're trailing the Giants by 10 games. They've won 16 and lost 25. Here at home, they are a 500 club, 10-10. The pitch to Hanna. He's going to try to sacrifice, but he doesn't get it, and it's a strike 3. Hanna is out. That'll go as a strikeout for Christensen, his 3rd, and 2nd out of the inning. Here's Jerry Royster. He grounded out to Dave Johnson to start the ball game. Royster batting at .258. Braves acquired him out of a Dodger organization. a one-time minor league bat champion. Stretching the pitch to Royster. It's a fastball at the knees, a strike call. Royster is from Sacramento, the same town that has produced a number of ball players, including Larry Boa. The pitch to the right-handed batter bounces in front of the plate as the changeup misses, but Boone blocked it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Royster works in the off-season as a television cameraman at the TV station owned by Ted Turner, who owns the Braves and the Hawks. One ball and 1 strike, the count on Jerry Royster. Runners at first and second. Christensen trying to get out of further trouble. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a check swing. He takes it high. Slider missing. 2-1 the count. Last year, Christensen handled Royster. Jerry got 1 hit and 8 trips to the plate off him. Here's the stretch and the 2-1 pitch to Royster. Ground ball back through the middle. It's a base hit. Nobody got it. And coming on around to score is Bunnell. Throw is cut off by Hebner, and the Braves take a lead 2-1. A single for Royster and his 10th run batted in. A ground ball back through the middle, just to the left of Larry Boa's glove. And the Braves are ahead 2-1. Stopping at second base on the play, Darrell Cheney. Hit number 3 for Atlanta, and the Braves are on top 2-1. Next at the plate, Brian Asselstein. Christensen struck him out in the first inning. Asselstein batting at .270, left-handed batter. Runners at first and second, 2 away. The pitch to Asselstein, a little bit high, ball 1. Asselstein, another Californian. He's from Santa Barbara. They got him in the 1973 winter draft. The pitch to him, high. 2-0. Darrell Cheney, the runner at second base. Jerry Royster, the runner at first, with 2 out. Here's the pitch, high ball 3. So Christensen struggling a little bit here as he has a 3-0 count on Asselstein. Larry at the belt. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's a strike call. Fastball right over the plate. Larry has the sign from Boone. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball back through the middle. Another base hit. Darrell Cheney being waved around. He is going to score, and the Braves lead it 3-1. Asselstein follows with an RBI single. The same kind of hit. This one was just a ground ball back through the middle to the right of Davy Johnson. And the Braves take a 3-1 lead. Stopping at second base, Royster. Same situation. Runners at first and second, 2 down, and the 8th batter of the inning is coming to the plate. It's Vic Pocoroba. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Stretching the pitch by Christensen. He takes it high, ball 1. Larry got the first batter of the inning when he struck out Matthews. But then Murphy got an infield hit, and Mike Schmidt's throwing error got him to second base. Pitch to Pocoroba, ground ball right side. It is a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pocoroba. Following Murphy's single, Barry Bunnell scored him with a single to left field. Then Cheney walked. Preston Hanna struck out trying to sacrifice. And Royster and Asselstein have followed with RBI singles. And the Braves have taken a 3-1 lead. Christensen at the belt. Here's his pitch. A fastball, a very high fly ball into center field. Easy play for Maddox. This will do it. Gary waits and takes it for the out, but the Braves have a 3-run inning as they come up with 4 hits. There was 1 error, and they leave 2 men on base. At the end of 2, Braves 3, Phillies 1.
There's a demanding cat around. He's at your Lincoln Mercury dealers, and he wants these dealers to sell every Mercury in stock. Every one. That means you have a great chance to get into any one of his fine cars right now. From the full-size Mercury Marquis right through his Cougars, Zephyrs, Monarchs, and Bobcats. They're all up for grabs right now. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer quick, because that cat means business. At the sign of the cat.
Acme Super Saver has everything you need for your outing. So when you shop, don't forget our sandwich meats, the eggs and garden greens. Also luscious fruit rushed from the orchard scene. Don't forget Acme's cups and plates, chips and soda pop. The Franks and rolls and ideal things for on top. Also for your burgers, juicy and browned, get Lancaster brand beef. You'll find it freshly ground. For everything you need at prices you're going to like, don't forget Acme Super Saver.
Well, this is it, fans. Time for another Daily News home run payoff. And now you can win even more money because every hit pays off. A single pays $20 plus 4 tickets to a future game. A double pays $50 plus tickets. And a triple pays $100 plus tickets. And you can still win $1,000 for a homer and $5,000 for a grand slam. Use the entry coupon appearing every day in the Daily News. The more times you enter, the better your chances. And remember, now every hit pays off. Larry Christensen will lead it off for the Phillies in the 3rd inning. Larry has a home run this year. He got it in his opening day victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. Larry will be batting for Pat Ray of North 9th Street in Philadelphia. Larry batting at 176. Larry, of course, pitching game number 2 for the Phillies. The Phillies lost to the Cardinals on opening day behind Carlton. Here's a strike to Christensen. Larry getting his first at-bat of this ball game, hitting at 176. Hanna winds. Here's the next pitch to him. It's the knuckle curve, and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hanna winds, and here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Christensen. He'll be followed by McBride and Boa. Braves lead this ball game 3-1. Here's the windup on the 1-2 pitch to Christensen. He pops a foul out of play back behind the Atlanta dugout. Braves defense the same as last night. Bunnell at 3rd, Cheney short, Royster 2nd, and Murphy 1st. The knuckle curve misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Burrows the left fielder, Asselstein in center, Matthews in right. Mokaroba behind the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Christensen. It misses high, and he's got a full count. Christensen works a full count. Hanna winds in the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Christensen goes down swinging as Hanna gets his first strikeout of the game. And we'll send 4 tickets to a future game to Pat Ray of Philadelphia. 1 down. Here's Fake McBride. He'll be swinging away for Billy Allen of Baltimore Avenue in Philadelphia. Fake has 1 home run this year. He flied out to center field in his first at bat. Left-handed swinging, Bake McBride. Bake batting at an even 300. The windup by Hanna and the pitch to Bake is the knuckle curve. It's high, ball 1. McBride swings and lofts a foul out of play behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bake McBride. Batting with 1 out. Nobody on base in the Phillies' 3rd inning. Phillies and the Braves have split the 2 games in this series. And this is going to be a tough road trip for the Phillies no matter how things go here today. Even if they win this game, they would come back with a 4-8 record on the trip. Here's the 1-1 to McBride. Swing and a miss at a good low pitch. One ball and 2 strikes on McBride. Bake has batted safely in 10 games, and he has stolen 4 bases in this series. The 1-2 delivery to him, the knuckle curve, swing and a miss. He strikes him out. McBride goes down swinging, and Hanna gets his second strikeout. 4 tickets to a game on their way to Billy Allen of Philadelphia. Here's the 1-1 to McBride. Swing and a miss at a good low pitch. One ball and 2 strikes on McBride. Bake has batted safely in 9 of the last 10 games, and he has stolen 4 bases in this series. The 1-2 delivery to him, the knuckle curve, swing and a miss. He strikes him out. McBride goes down swinging, and Hanna gets his second strikeout. 4 tickets to a game on their way to Billy Allen of Philadelphia. Here's Larry Boa. Larry will be batting in the Daily News home run payoff for Bonita Turner, North 38th Street in Philadelphia. Boa grounded out to second base. Here's a fastball low inside, ball 1. Boa batting .304. Next pitch on the way to Larry is high, ball 2, 2-0. You know, I think if you take everything into consideration, you'd have to agree that Larry Boa would be voted the Phillies' most outstanding player on this trip. The 2-0 pitch misses high. Of all the Phils, he has been the one player who has been consistently outstanding for the entire trip, both at the plate and in the field. 3-0 pitch on the way to Larry. Takes it for a strike called. 3 balls and a strike to Larry Boa, batting with 2 down and the bases empty in the Phillies' 3rd inning, with the Braves leading this game 3-1. The pitch to Boa, high ball, and he chops it towards shortstop. Cheney fields, throws across in time for the out, and Boa swung at a bad pitch. Phillies are retired in order in the 3rd, and we send 4 tickets to a future game to Bonita Turner of Philadelphia in the Daily News home run payoff. At the end of 2.5, Atlanta 3, Phillies 1. Now time for a tasty break.
Why do the same kind of people who love those fantastic Phillies also love Tasty Cake? Because both bring out the kids that's there in all of us. Like the delicious taste of Tasty Cake chocolate cupcakes, cream-filled cupcakes, and cream-filled coffee cake. For kids from 9 to 90. Tasty Cake and those fabulous Phillies are all the good things wrapped up in one.
Tasty Cake is a world of fun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one.
Our love is gone, but we need the old song and the thrill that has long departed. It's no disgrace going back to the place where the fun and the chase was started. And so we'll laugh and joke and make a share of hope tonight. We'll sing the songs we used to sing. Every song you sing, you'll be my party dog. I'll never lose weight. With little songs to swing, you'll be my teenage queen. I wanna hold your hand and so we'll laugh and joke tonight. And sing the song we used to sing. And
over 30,000 tickets remaining for tomorrow night's game with the Pittsburgh Pirates, which starts at 8:35. Pre-game activities, plenty of music on the field, and all kinds of pre-game goodies and activities following the game as well. So come on out and make it an evening tomorrow night at Veterans Stadium. Here's Jeff Burroughs to start the Atlanta 3rd inning. He grounded into a force out. Burrow's strong right-handed batter. Christensen's pitch to him is grounded toward shortstop. It'll be a deep play. Larry is on the outfield grass as he throws across in time for the out. Well, that was a long throw by Boa. Burrow's by no means a great runner, a faster runner, and Boa would have had a lot of trouble there.
That's a perfect example of the way Larry Boa plays a hitter so well and knows exactly who's batting at all times. If that had been a faster run, he would have definitely charged that ball, but since it was Burroughs, he decided to let it take another hop, and he knows he has a strong arm and a quick release, and he was still able to get Jeff Burroughs on a close play, but that's just knowing who's at bat.
First pitch to Gary Matthews, fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Matthews struck out in his first try, one of 3 strikeouts for Christensen today. Here's the next pitch. It is a changeup, and the pitch is a strike. 0-2 the count. Although there was an error last inning for the Phillies, all 3 runs the Braves got are earned runs. The error was a throwing error, and the runner was already aboard. Fastball misses high, 1-2 the count. Christensen winds. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a fastball, and Matthews strikes out for the second time. Strikeout number 4 for Christensen. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's Dale Murphy. He got the infield hit. It was a chopper high off the plate toward third. Schmidt barehanded the ball and kind of looped the throw toward first, but he put too much on it because of his momentum, I guess. And the ball went sailing over Hebner's head. First pitch to Murphy is a changeup, ball 1. Murphy batting at .212. The Braves lead at 3-1. Christensen winds. Here's the pitch. It is low and outside. Again, he used the changeup. Larry Reddy. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball. Fly ball down the right field line. It is foul. And no chance for a catch as it bounds in the bullpen area for the Braves. 2-1 count on Dale Murphy, the young Atlanta first baseman. Well, Burroughs, the big problem for Christensen last year when he homered off him 4 times. Larry has gotten him twice today on ground balls. Here's the windup in the pitch to Murphy. It's a fastball, and it's popped up, but it's foul out of play over top the Atlanta dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to first baseman Dale Murphy. Wind up in the 2-2 pitch is a curveball high. 3-2 the count. In the Tuesday night game with the Pirates, which begins at 7:35, Steve Carlton against Burt Blyleven. Fly ball, shallow right field. Going back is Dave Johnson, Hebner, McBride, and Johnson catches the ball in fair territory for the out. Davey Johnson makes the play just prior to crossing the line, and Christensen has his best inning yet. Braves retired in order in the third. Harry Callis will have the play-by-play in a moment. At the end of 3, Braves 3, Phillies 1.
A luxury car ought to give you your money's worth of luxury. It ought to be big enough for you to stretch out in and have a smooth and easy ride. Chrysler Cordova gives you all that and more. You not only get options like Corinthian leather, but 5 different roof styles, not to mention that great Chrysler engineering. The standard features like the lean burn engine that gives you better performance. Chrysler Cordova, the ultimate personal luxury car. See it at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer and get your money's worth.
Have you heard what's happening at Geno's?
No, man, what's happening?
Right now, you can get a Geno's Giant and regular fries for just 99 cents.
Oh, right on.
That's 99 paltry pennies for a delicious Geno's Giant and regular fries at participating Geno's restaurants.
Hey, that's cool.
Not cool, hot. The hottest deal in town is Geno's Giant Deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Not big, gigantic. Geno's Giant Deal. 2 2 all-beef burgers?
2?
Right, a Geno's Giant. 2 all-beef burgers piled high with all the trimmings and Geno's special sauce. And then Geno's adds their crispy fries, all for just 99 cents.
Makes sense to me.
Right again, 99 cents for Geno's Giant Deal. But you gotta hurry, offer expires June 4th. Now how do you feel?
Feeling good at Geno's.
Hey, you know, fella, you've got a pretty good voice.
I've been practicing.
Now we move to the 4th inning with the Braves leading 3-1, and Mike Schmidt will lead off. Schmidt grounded out short first his first time up. Phillies have but 1 hit off Preston Hanna so far, an RBI single by Bob Boone. Wind up by Hanna, the pitch to Schmidt, fastball high and inside for a ball. 1-0 to Schmidt. He'll be followed by Greg Luzinski and then Richie Hebner. Here's Hanna's 1-0 pitch. Low for a ball. It's 2-0. Hanna has not beaten the Phillies. He is 0-2 lifetime, both those losses coming last year. The 2-0 pitch. High for a ball. It's 3-0 to Schmidt. Three balls and no strikes to Schmidt. The 3-0 pitch to him is high, ball 4. He walked him. So Schmidt leads off the Phillies' 4th with a walk. Mike a base runner and nobody out. It'll bring on Greg Luzinski, who flied out to deep center his first time up. 5th Pokerova out to talk to Preston Hanna. Braves have 3 runs and 4 hits. The Phils 1 run and 1 hit. Clouding up a little bit here in Atlanta. Sun was out earlier today. Hanna stretches. Here's the pitch to the ball. A breaking ball in the dirt for a ball. Knuckle curve ball. 1-0 to count to Greg Luzinski. Hanna can be wild. This year in 8 previous games coming into this one, in 39 innings, he had walked 31. While striking out 28. There goes Schmidt. The pitch, now he stops. The pitch is high for a ball, and it's 2-0. Schmidt, he started and stopped. Hanna has not thrown a strike yet in the 4th inning. 2-0 to count to Luzinski. Greg should look for a fastball here to drive for distance. Quick throw to first base, and Schmidt gets back.
And does not appear to be throwing that hard. He's been getting a lot of his outs with that knuckle curveball, and his fastball, he's been all over the place with it.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a ground ball, base hit center field. Schmidt takes the turn at second, holds there, and the Phillies have their first 2 men on base in the 4th. So Schmidt at second base, Luzinski first base, nobody out. It'll bring on Richie Hebner. And now pitching coach Cloyd Boyer is coming out to the mound to talk to Preston Hanna.
That may have only been a single to center field, but that big guy standing on first base, that might have been like a 500-foot home run to him. He really has been struggling, and today he's hit 2 balls hard. The ball in the first inning, or first time up, he just missed the center field, and he just hit that ball hard. So Greg really needs some base hits. He'll take them any way he can.
Mike Schmidt at second base, Greg Luzinski first base. A conference on the mound with pitching coach Cloyd Boyer. On the Major League scoreboard, the Yankees lead Toronto by a score of 4-3, having scored 2 in the 7th, 1 on a Mickey Rivers home run, his second of the year. Ron Guidry the distance for New York. He is 6-0. Jesse Jefferson started for Toronto. He's no longer around. That's the first of a doubleheader at Yankee Stadium. Boyer goes back to the dugout, and Richie Hebner steps in with Schmidt at second base, Luzinski at first base. The pitch to Hebner, knuckle curve, bounced foul down the first base side. Chicago White Sox lead Oakland 2-0 at the end of 6 behind Ken Kravig. Matt Keogh going for Oakland. That's the first of a doubleheader.
at Boston. Detroit and Boston 2-2 at the end of 5. The first at 2 at Fenway. Ron LaFleur, a Tiger home run. 1 strike pitch, fastball pop, foul out of play, and Hanna has the jump on Hebner, 0-2. Jack Billingham pitching for Detroit and Alan Ripley for Boston. Kansas City leads Minnesota 2-0 in the third behind Andy Hassler. He's being opposed by Paul Thormitsgard. 0-2 to Rich Hebner. Schmidt at second base, Luzinski first base. Pitch to Hebner in the dirt, a good block by Biff Pokarova. Pokarova has had an excellent series against the Phillies. The end of 3 at Pittsburgh, 4-2, Pirates lead Montreal. Jim Bibby getting a start for the Buccos. Hal Dews for Montreal. John Milner a home run for Pittsburgh, his first of the year. Pitchers are up at Houston. For New York, Nino Espinosa. And for Houston, Tom Dixon. Here's the pitch to Hebner. Knuckle curve, grounded deep to first base. Murphy rifles the second for 1. No chance for a relay. Schmidt moves up to third base. Luzinski forced at second. Murphy to Cheney for out number 1. And Hebner safe at first on a fielder's choice. So the Phillies have runners at first and third. 1 down. It'll bring on Gary Maddox. Maddox walked and scored the Phillies' run his first time up. He's 12 for his last 25 and has that batting average up to .304. Right-hander Eddie Solomon starting to throw in the Braves bullpen. Mike Schmidt third base. At first base, Rich Hebner, 1 out. Phillies trail 3-1 fourth inning. Pitch on the way to Maddox. Missed the knuckle curveball. He committed himself on it. Tried to check. Pitch was low and away, and it's 1 strike to Gary Maddox. Here's a pitch on the way to Maddox. Missed another knuckle curveball. Missed it badly. Was fooled on the pitch. Count 0-2 to him. Philly runners first and third and 1 down. Hanna gets his sign from Biff Pokarova. 2-strike pitch, fastball just missed outside. It's 1-2. Mike Schmidt at third, Richie Hebner first, 1 out. Hanna stretches. 1-2 pitch, knuckle curveball, skied to right field, not deep. Gary Matthews coming on, makes the catch, and everybody will have to hold. So Maddox flies out to shallow right. 2 down, it'll take a hit now, and it brings on Bob Boone. Boone single to drive in the Phillies' lone run. He is one of the 2 hits given up by Hanna. Schmidt at third base. At first base, Rich Hebner, 2 outs. Hanna goes after the rosin bag. Here's his stretch, and the pitch to Boone. Knuckle curve is bounced foul down the third base side. 1 strike to Bob Boone. Boone, hitting out of the number 7 spot, has picked up quite a few runs batted in. He's knocked in 23 runs this year out of that 7 hole. Here's the pitch to Booney, a fastball that just misses low, and it's 1-1. Following the strike to Bob Boone, 4th inning, Braves lead 3-1. Phillies have runners at first and third, 2 outs. 1-1 pitch to Boone, swinging a fly ball right field. Gary Matthews is right there waiting, squeezes it, and the Phillies go down in the 4th inning. 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We move to the bottom half of the 4th. It's Braves 3, Phils 1.
Today, we Phillies fans begin the season when families from all over get together. Relatives, friends, and neighbors pitch horseshoes at picnics, polish the brass on their motorboats, drive to the shore and country, and celebrate the weekend with neighborly cookouts. It's part of the real spirit of America. And the people at Acme are proud to be a part of this spirit of friendship. From all your friends at Acme Super Saver to you, best wishes for a safe and happy holiday weekend.
Right now, MAB is offering you a chance to buy the Phillies Way souvenir book for just $1.49. This colorful book features playing tips from your favorite Phillies, plus a complete set of Phillies baseball cards. Think of it, the entire Phillies team all under one cover. Just try to match that with regular baseball cards. And when you visit your MAB paint store, dealer, or Rich Lux Home Center, you will get more years per gallon of the MAB Seashore House paint. You can't buy better paint. The Phillies in MAB, grade in 78.
Plymouth Arrow gets great mileage, 39 on the highway, 29 in the city, and has a low sticker price, $38.41, excluding taxes and destination charges, and features light reclining buckets, tinted glass, and fold-down rear seat. So when you get a Plymouth Arrow, you get your money's worth. The mileage is an EPA estimate for a manual transmission Arrow with 1.6-liter engine. Your mileage may differ. Plymouth Arrow's great mileage, price, and features give you your money's worth. See it today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Bottom half of the fourth inning. Let's pause here for station identification along the Phil's Baseball Network.
This is News Radio in the Delaware Valley, KYW 1060 Philadelphia. Al Unser has won the 62nd running of the Indianapolis 500.
Barry Bonnell leads off for the Braves, bottom of the fourth. He punched a single to left his first time up and scored a run. 3-1 Atlanta, bottom half of the fourth inning. The pitch to Bonnell. Fastball is over for a strike called. Bonnell will be followed by Darrell Cheney. Christensen's one-strike pitch. Breaking ball low for a ball, and it's 1-1. Phillies back home tomorrow night against the Pittsburgh Pirates. 1-1 pitch. Fastball laced into right center field for a hit. It's going all the way back to the fence. Bonnell will get at least two. Rounding second on his way to third. The relay not in time. A triple for Barry Bonnell. Well, Bonnell gets his first triple of the year. He's at third base with nobody out. It'll bring up Darrell Cheney. Cheney walked his first time up. Hit number 5 for the Braves off Christensen. Phillies infield is going to play in with a runner at third base and nobody out. Cheney, a key man for Christensen here with pitcher Preston Hanna due up next. He gets Cheney. He could see his way out of the inning. Pitch on the way to Cheney is high for a ball. Warren Brewster starting to throw in the Phillies bullpen. 1-0 pitch to him is over for a strike call. It's 1-1 to Darrell Cheney. Barry Bonnell at third base, nobody out. Here's Christensen's 1-1 pitch. Fastball fouled straight back to the screen. He's in front of Cheney, a ball and 2 strikes. Braves leading 3-1, bottom half of the fourth inning. Here's a stretch by Christensen. 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul straight back. It stays a ball and 2 strikes to Darrell Cheney. Phillies next homestand starting tomorrow night against the Buccos will bring to Veterans Stadium Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, those surprising San Francisco Giants, and these same Braves. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and inside. It's 2-2. Plenty of tickets remain for that Bucco series. 30,000 tickets available for tomorrow night. Big celebration tomorrow night.
The 2-2 pitch, high for a ball. A full count to Darrell Cheney. Big fireworks display after the game. Before the game, the U.S. Marine President's Drum and Bugle Corps will perform. Also, Glassboro night tomorrow. 3-2 pitch, swing and a foul straight back. Stays 3-2 to Darrell Cheney. Barry Bunnell at third base and nobody out. Larry Christensen has his sign from Boone. Here's the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Christensen, his fifth of the afternoon. That's one down in the fourth. That'll bring on pitcher Preston Hanna, who struck out his first time up.
Phillies will have to be alert here right now, and they're going to talk it over. This is an excellent situation to squeeze in, especially with your pitcher at bat. And Preston Hanna tried to bunt and didn't look like too good a bunter the first time, but Bob Boone's out there with Larry Bowen talking to Christensen, and I'm sure they're talking over the possibility that the Braves might try to squeeze here.
Barry Bunnell at third base and one out. Preston Hanna struck out his first time up. In a situation like this, Chris, didn't Gene Mauch one time bring his right fielder in to play midway between either first and home or third and home?
Yeah, he's done that, and I've seen him bring a guy in, put him behind home plate in a situation.
Here's the pitch, swing, and a pop-up into shallow, low right behind second base. Boa squeezes it, Hanna's out, and that's two down. So Hanna's swinging away, and he popped it up behind second base. Bunnell's still at third base, and that'll bring on Jerry Royster.
They changed that rule after that, too, because you're not allowed to have a guy behind home plate now. Mark is instrumental in having some other rules changed.
Royster is grounded out sharply second to first, and he is singled. Bunnell at third base and two outs. Pitch on the way. Pop foul back over the screen and out of play. Well, here at Atlanta Stadium, they dress scantily and beautifully. Chris Wheeler has had those field glasses out all afternoon. You'd think there'd be a lot of bullpen activity.
The Phillies had warming up out there.
Just seeing how Warren Brewster was throwing. The one-strike pitch is low for a ball. How's he look? Slider snapping off pretty well, is it?
Yeah, he's walking well out there.
1-1 the count to Jerry Royster with Bunnell at third and two down.
Can't do a thing up here without getting caught.
Time called by Royster. He must have seen the same thing in the stands that Chris did.
Certainly worth calling time for that.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slider that just missed outside. It's 2-1 to Jerry Royster. The 2-1 pitch. Change, pop foul, back up and just below it. 2-2 the count to Jerry Royster. Rays lead 3-1. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Christensen ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to second. Davy Johnson has it, throws to first, and Royster is out, and the Braves strand a lead-off triple at third. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. After four, it's 3-1 Atlanta.
The Phillies have come up with a baseball instructional book, Baseball the Phillies Way. It's a fully illustrated book on how to play the game of baseball, plus 27 full-color baseball cards of the Phillies players. This book is a must for all coaches and players of all ages. Baseball the Phillies Way is on sale at the Vet for $1.50 or by mail for $2. Just send a check or money order to Phillies Publications, Box 7575, Philadelphia 19101.
I'm a PhD in economics, right? I run around to 3 stores to buy food, so I save $1 here or $1 there, and yet I let $200 sit in my checking account where it doesn't earn a cent. No more. Now I use the George machine at Girard Bank to move money from my savings to my checking account only when I need it. With George, I push the buttons and I'm the brains behind the bank. That's got to make me the smartest banker in town.
George lets you be the banker. Girard Bank. We're there when you need us.
Well, the Phillies are back home. Home sweet home at Veterans Stadium starting tomorrow night. Plan to be on hand early. There are 30,000 tickets available for that game against the Buccos tomorrow night. U.S. Marine President's Drum and Bugle Corps will perform before the game at 7:30. And it's also Glassboro night. The Glassboro High School band will be on hand. And after the game, gigantic fireworks display, totally different than that which you're accustomed to seeing at Veterans Stadium. This is a new and dazzling fireworks display, which we think you'll enjoy. Great climax of the holiday weekend, so we hope you'll be there. Buccos also in on Tuesday and Wednesday at 7:35. Plenty of tickets remain for all 3 games with the Pirates. Davey Johnson leads off for the Phils. He takes a high knuckle curve for a ball. Johnson flied out to left his first time up. Next pitch by Hanna. Hard ground ball, just foul down the third base line. The count is 1-1 to Davey Johnson. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're hitting 132. Just foul. Line drive, butt caught. You know, things like that.
This is a recording.
Right. Ball and a strike to count to Johnson. 1-1 pitch. Fastball is a little bit low, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a very high fly ball into shallow left center field. Darrell Cheney, the shortstop, out. He puts it away. Johnson's out, 1 down. That'll bring on pitcher Larry Christensen, who struck out his first time up. Phillies have picked up but 2 hits off Preston Hanna. RBI single by Bob Boone and a base hit by Greg Lazinski. One out, nobody on base. There's the pitch to Christensen. He swings and grounds a foul back out of play. 1 strike to LC. Christensen has hit 1 home run this year. He's knocked in 4 runs. 1 strike pitch. Fastball is high, and it's 1-1. All the scoring in the second. The Phils got 1. The Braves 3. 1-1 pitch. Knuckle curve. It's a beauty for a strike called. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Larry Christensen. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High and inside. Another knuckle curve ball. 2-2. Preston Hanna must be very much aware of Christensen's ability with a bat because he's pitching him like a regular hitter in the order, giving him a lot of knuckle curve balls.
He's thrown that pitch a lot today, too. I heard before the game he was a 2-pitch pitcher, and that's what he's been. And he's had a lot of trouble with his fastball, and he's thrown that knuckle curve very effectively.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. High for a ball, a full count. Second time he's run the count full to Christensen. He punched him out his first time up. 3-2 pitch to LC. Fastball. He had a cut, and he fouled it back. Base 3-2. Christensen, if he gets a fastball in his wheelhouse, can hit the ball a long way. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball at the knees. Christensen checked his swing, but it was there, and it's the 3rd strikeout for Preston Hanna. That's 2 down to the 5th, and that'll bring on Bake McBride. Bake slide out to deep center and is struck out. Pitching matchups for the coming series at Veterans Stadium with the Pirates tomorrow night. It'll be Jim Cott against rookie Don Robinson. Tuesday night, Steve Carlton and Bert Blyleven. And on Wednesday night, Randy Lurch and John Candelaria. Here's the pitch to Bake, and it's low and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Bake McBride with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to him. A knuckle curve is over for a strike call. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bake McBride. Phillies trail 3-1. We're in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High for a ball. It's 2-1. Hanna gets a different baseball from plate umpire Andy Olson. Here's the windup and the 2-1 pitch. Low and inside. He falls behind Bake, 3-1. McBride looking down at Bill DeMars to see if he is the watch one or if he can swing. 3-1 pitch to Bake. Fastball, high bounding ball to Royster. He has to hurry his throw just in time to get McBride. So Bake is out by a fraction of a step. Phillies down an order in the 5th. No runs, hits or errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. It's Braves 3, Phils 1.
2 years ago, Plymouth introduced the most successful car in its history, Polari. Today, we've got it in 3 styles that all give you your money's worth. The Slant 6 Coupe that gets better mileage than any 6-cylinder automatic built in America. The sedan that's roomiest in its class. And the wagon that's become the #1 selling wagon in America over the past 2 years. Coupe, sedan, or wagon. Polari gives you your money's worth. See it today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
The best thing about a Warren's Card and Gift Shop is something you can't buy. It's the warm, friendly attitude of our employees. At Warren's, you're treated as a guest. People stroll through our 16 stores. No pressure, just the joy of finding a perfect gift. Stop in at one of our Warren's Card and Gift Shops, where shopping is a pleasure. All your gifts are wrapped free. Be our guest first, and then a customer if you find the gift you want. See for yourself that Warren's is a nice place to visit and to shop. Visit our Warren's Card and Gift Shop at the corner of Gay and High Street, Westchester.
We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Braves lead at 3-1. Leading off for Atlanta will be Brian Asselstein. He is struck out and singled. Don't forget, next weekend, the Los Angeles Dodgers will be at Veterans Stadium, June 2nd at 8:05. Saturday afternoon, 2:15 game time. That originally was scheduled as a night game, changed to a day game at 2:15. Prior to the game, the Phillies Wise will be conducting a bake sale for retired citizens of the Delaware Valley. And on Sunday, June 4th, Dodgers wrap up their series. It'll be wristband day. Asselstein swings and fouls one off out of play. 1 strike the count to Asselstein. He is struck out and singled. Larry Christensen has pitched well. He's had the 1 bad inning in the 2nd where Braves got a couple of seeing eye hits along with a walk. Atlanta got 4 of their 5 hits in that inning. Braves lead at 3-1. Christensen misses with a couple of pitches away to Asselstein, and the count now 2-1 to Brian Asselstein, leading off for Atlanta, 5th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a high pop-up in the infield, right near the mound. Mike Schmidt taking charge and makes the catch. Christensen had no idea where it was and was almost directly in the path of Schmidt,
who had to sidestep Christensen and make the catch of the high pop in front of the mound.
That's a tough enough play for an infielder. Anytime an infielder comes in like that, they're always wary of that mound and afraid they're going to trip over it. And that time, Mike had to get away from the mound and the guy about 6'5" standing out there who was right in his way.
One down, here's Biff Pokerova. He has walked and flied out to center field. Pitch on the way to Biff, pops foul, it's backing out of play. One strike to Pokerova. Three-1 ball game. Braves lead at bottom half of the fifth. Here's the pitch to Pokerova. Curveball is high for a ball. 1-1 to him. One pitch. Fastball. Pop foul out of play. Ball and 2 strikes to count to Pokerova. He'll be followed by Jeff Burrows. The 1-2 pitch. A swing and a fly ball into shallow left. Greg Luzinski is there waiting. Bull puts it away. Pokerova's out of there. 2 down. That'll bring on Jeff Burrows, who was grounded into a fielder's choice and grounded out. Burrows came into the game hitting .348. Christensen ready to go to him. Here's the pitch to Burrows. Change is outside for a ball, 1-0. Wind up by Christensen. Fastball is high and it's 2-0. 2-0 the count to Jeff Burrows with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Fastball driven to deep right field. This baby is way out of here. Home run, Jeff Burrows. Braves now lead at 4-1 for Burrows, his 4th home run of the year. Burrows, who hit 4 homers off Christensen last year, nailed one over the right field fence over the 385-foot mark. Braves lead at 4-1. We'll bring on Gary Matthews. He's been up twice, and twice he has struck out. Here's the pitch to Matthews, high and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Gary Matthews. He's been up twice, and twice he has struck out. Pitch to him is a breaking ball. It's over for a strike called. It's 1-1.
All right, Christensen just has to wonder what he has to do to get Jeff Burrows out.
Change is low to Matthews, and it's 2-1. There's the 2-1 pitch to Matthews. The slider just missed outside. He falls behind him, 3-1. 3-1 pitch to Matthews. He had a cut of the fastball, and he fouled it back. Full count to Gary Matthews with 2 outs. A run in on Burrows' home run. And the Braves lead it by a count of 4-1. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball. Hit to second baseman Davy Johnson. He throws. Matthews is out. But the Braves score a run on Burrows' homer. 1 hit, no errors, and none left. At the end of 5, it's 4-1 Atlanta. Now it's time for a tasty break.
Hi, Sam here with the Tasty Cake Baseball Baffler. In 1925, Rogers Hornsby won the National League batting title for the 6th consecutive year. Since then, only one player has won the title more than 3 years in a row. Can you name him? Well, while you toss that around, here's something to consider when you're in the mood for a really deliciously different kind of cupcake. New Tasty Cake apple-filled crumb cakes. Fresh baked spice cake cupcakes filled with real apple jelly, topped with a luscious layer of buttery crumbs. They're sure to take the edge off any appetite, morning, noon, or night. And now here's the answer to our baffler. Rod Carew won the American League batting title not 3, but 4 times in a row. In 1972, 3, 4, and 5. In 1976, he lost it, but came back again to win it with flying colors last year with a .388 average. Baseball and tasty cake. They're all the good things wrapped up in one.
Now from the KYW newsroom, it'll be an especially happy 39th birthday tomorrow for auto racing driver Al Unser. He won the Indy 500 for the 3rd time today. Unser finished with about 9 seconds ahead of top qualifier Tom Sneva, who was runner-up for the 2nd year in a row. Al Unser previously won successive Indy 500s in 70 and 71. Former winner Gordon Johncock finished 3rd, then came Stevie Krisilov, Bobby Unser, and Wally Dallenbach. Now let's get back to Atlanta and the ball game.
Larry Boa leads off to the Phillies' 6th inning. Phillies trail 4-1. Boa is nothing for 2. He's grounded out twice. Here's the pitch to him. Swinging a hard ground ball off the glove of Murphy. Flips to Hanna, covering in time. But off the glove of Murphy, but he recovered in time, and Hanna did a good job covering, and Boa's out 1 down. That'll bring up Mike Schmidt. Schmidt is grounded out and walked. Hanna's given the Phillies only 2 hits, an RBI single by Bob Boone and a base hit by Greg Luzinski. 1 out, nobody on base in the 6th. Boone and a base hit by Greg Luzinski. 1 out, nobody on base in the 6th. Wind up by Hanna. The pitch to Schmidt. Change is inside for a ball. 1-0 to Mike Schmidt. Signal flash by Pip Pokarova. Here's a pitch to Schmidt. Fastball grounded sharply, but right at the shortstop. Cheney, he throws. Schmidt is out 2 down. Hanna making it look easy, and that'll bring on Greg Luzinski's flied out to center and singled up the middle. Pittsburgh now leading Montreal 5-2 there in the 6th inning at Three Rivers. 2 outs, nobody on base. Hanna's now retired 8 in a row. Since Luzinski's hit back in the 4th inning, Greg takes one inside for a ball. 1-0 pitch. Knuckle curve is high, and it's 2-0. Sixth inning, Braves lead 4-1. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, strike called at the knees, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Change. Ground ball to the shortstop. Cheney takes a high hop for him. He throws. Luzinski is out. Phillies down in quick order in the 6th. No runs, hits or errors, and none left. We move to the bottom half of the 6th inning with the score. Atlanta 4 and the Phils 1.
The Cat is really on the prowl at your Lincoln Mercury dealers. He wants these dealers to sell every Mercury in stock. Every one. That includes the anniversary edition 4-door Mercury Marquis with its traditional full-size luxury and comfort, plus a special value package featuring a vinyl roof, luxury wheel covers, body side moldings, flight bench seat, and more. Right now, this special package is being offered by Lincoln Mercury to its dealers at a factory discount. So check out your local Lincoln Mercury dealer now at the sign of the Cat.
When you paint this year, select the paint that lasts longer. MAB Seashore House Paint. It gives you more years per gallon. In fact, it's the best paint you can buy. That's because MAB Seashore House Paint was especially designed for the harsh, rugged weather conditions on the shore, like wind, rain, sun, and especially salt air. So when it comes to painting your home, inside or out, think of MAB in the more than 300 MAB paint stores, dealers, and Rich Lux Home Centers. Bank AmeriCard and Master Charge accepted.
You know, with the purchase of selected General Electric major appliances, General Electric is giving away a U.S. savings bond.
Bonds away!
That's from now until May 31st.
You know, gentlemen prefer bonds.
You can get a great General Electric major appliance and use the savings bond to help finance a trip.
Bon voyage.
Or use the bond to buy something great.
Like chocolate-covered bonbons?
So see your GE dealer today.
Bonsai!
Cool Right Appliances, 3222 Red Lion Road in Philadelphia.
Bottom half of the sixth inning, Dale Murphy to lead off for the Braves. He has singled and scored a run and popped up. Atlanta leading it by a score of 4-1. Braves about hit the Phillies 6-2. Pitch to Murphy, a fastball is inside for a ball. One-0 pitch. Swing and a pop foul out of play. We'll pause for station identification along the Phillies Baseball Network.
This is News Radio in the Delaware Valley, KYW 1060 Philadelphia. It's partly sunny and now 82 degrees on Independence Mall. KYW News Time, 4 o'clock.
That's pitch to Murphy is high and inside. The count 2-1 now to Dale Murphy. The 2-1 pitch. High bounding ball. Mike Schmidt leaps and grabs and throws, and Murphy is out. Nice play by Schmidt, one down. We'll bring up Barry Bonnell. He is singled and tripled. Seattle Supersonics have defeated the Washington Bullets at Landover, Maryland this afternoon, 93-92. Seattle takes a 2-1 lead in their best-of-7 series for the NBA championship. Here's a pitch to Bonnell. A change is over for a strike called. Christensen's pitch on the way. Breaking ball is high, and it's 1-1. Ball on a strike to Bonnell with one out. Here's a pitch to him. Slider just missed. 2-1 to Barry Bonnell. There's a pitch on the way, swinging a foul ball into the just below the TV booth. 2-2. Yankees have defeated Toronto 5-3 today. Ron Guidry is now 7-0 for the New York Yankees. Mickey Rivers hit a home run. Two and two to Barry Bonnell with one out. 2-2 pitch to him. A slider is popped foul down the right field side and out of play. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bonnell. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 6 strikeouts for Christensen. 2 down in the 6th. That'll bring up Darrell Chaney, who has walked and scored a run and struck out. Mets lead Houston 1-0 in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch to Chaney. A fastball is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 pitch to him. Another fastball. Fly ball deep center field. Maddox racing back. Can't get it over his head and all the way back to the fence. Chaney will hold it second with a double. Just out of the reach of Gary Maddox. So Chaney doubles for the 7th hit off Christensen. That'll bring on Preston Hanna, the pitcher. He has struck out and popped up.
Carroll Cheney really surprised Gary Maddox for that. Gary, of course, really plays a shallow center field, and Carroll Cheney is not supposed to hit the ball that hard, and he kind of got it towards the right center field part of the ballpark, and Gary was playing him to left center, and he came awful close to catching that thing when it looked like he had no chance to get it at all.
There's pitcher Hanna. Nothing for two with Cheney at second base and 2 outs. Christensen stretches. The pitch to Hanna. Breaking ball. High fly ball into left field. Greg Luzinski is right there. He makes the catch, and the Braves are down in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 6, it's Atlanta 4, and the Phils 1.
I used to think of the George machine at Girard Bank as my own private money game. If I forgot to go to the bank or needed cash on a weekend, there he was. Proceed to go and collect $200. Man, I owned that withdrawal button. You know what I mean? And then I looked at all the buttons. Wow. Checking, savings, deposits, loans, transfers, balances. I got a whole bank right here. Now I do my everyday banking with George. I push the buttons, and I run the bank.
George lets you be the banker. Girard Bank. We're there when you need us.
The Phillies have come up with a baseball instructional book, Baseball the Phillies Way. It's a fully illustrated book on how to play the game of baseball, plus 27 full-color baseball cards of the Phillies players. This book is a must for all coaches and players of all ages. Baseball the Phillies Way is on sale at the Vet for $1.50 or by mail for $2. Just send a check or money order to Phillies Publications, Box 7575, Philadelphia, 19101.
At St. Louis, those red-hot Chicago Cubs scored 2 runs in the first inning. Ray Burris pitching for Chicago and John Denny for St. Louis. Denny's the guy that stopped the Cardinals' 11-game losing streak with a 2-hitter against Montreal, and the Cardinals have not won since then. Here at Atlanta Stadium, Preston Hanna has dazzled the Phils on just 2 hits. As the Braves lead at 4-1, and here in the 7th leading off is Rich Hebner. He has popped up and grounded into a fielder's choice. Ron Reed up and throwing in the Phillies bullpen. Here's a pitch on the way to Hebner. Swings and he misses. 1 strike to count to Rich Hebner. Phillies hit singles by Bob Boone and Greg Luzinski. One strike pitch on the way. A fastball is high for a ball. It's 1-1. Here's Hanna's 1-1 pitch. Knuckle curve is high. It's 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Rich Hebner. Phillies trailing here 4-1 in the 7th. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a bouncing foul down the first base side and in and out of the Braves dugout. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a long drive into deep right field. Matthews going away back. Makes the catch right against the right field fence. Hebner gave it a good ride, but caught by Matthews against the fence. 1 down. That'll bring on Gary Maddox. He has walked and flied out. Scored the Phillies' lone run.
Ball really carries in this park, and when that ball left the bat, it looked like it had a good chance of being a home run, but Hebner didn't hit it that well, I guess, and just kind of hung up, and Matthews made the play easily.
Here's the pitch to Maddox. Knuckle curve is over for a strike called. Hanna has struck out 3. He's walked 2. 1 strike pitch. High and inside. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Gary Maddox. The fastball is low, and it's 2-1. Wind up by Hanna. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball popped foul out of play. 2-2 the count to Gary Maddox with 1 out, no base runners. Hanna now is retired 10 in a row. Last base runner, Luzinski, who singled in the 4th. 2-2 pitch. Playing in a very high pop into shallow left center field. Darrell Cheney goes out. He puts it away. Maddox out 2 down, and that'll bring up Bob Boone. Boone has one of the Phillies' 2 hits. He has singled to drive in the Phillies' only run and has flied out to right field. Well, as Preston Hanna has really dazzled the Phils this afternoon. Throwing a knuckle curveball and a fastball. The pitch to Boone, fastball over at the knees for a strike call. One strike pitch. A change is low and inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Barry Foote is loosening up. In the bottom half of this inning, Danny Ozark may make a double change. 1-1 the count to Bob Boone. One pitch. Knuckle curve missing low. It's 2-1. 2 outs, nobody on base, 7th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball. Line down the left field line. Fair ball going all the way toward the Phillies bullpen. Boone will get a double out of it. Just fair down the left field line. Phillies' 3rd hit off Preston Hanna. Boone has 2 of them, and the Phillies' first extra base hit. So Boone at second base with 2 outs. That'll bring on Davy Johnson. Johnson has flied out to left and popped up to short. Bob Boone at second base, 2 outs. Phil's 3rd hit off Preston Hanna. Jay Johnstone has moved into the on-deck circle. Should Johnson reach base, Jay would pinch hit for Christensen. Pitch to Davy, swing at a fly ball, shallow center. Jerry Royster going out. The second baseman calls and makes the catch. And the Phillies are out in the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's Atlanta 4, the Phils 1.
Time was, station wagons only came in one size, big. And if you wanted good mileage, you were out of luck. Well, RH gives you your money's worth of room and mileage of 25 on the highway, 18 in the city. That's an EPA estimate for a wagon with 225, 1-barrel engine, and manual transmission. Your mileage may differ. And also has the high resale value you're looking for. No wonder Valari's been the #1 selling wagon in America over the past 2 years. It gives you your money's worth when you buy and when you sell. See it today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Have you heard what right now you can get a Geno's Giant and regular fries for just 99 cents?
Oh, right on.
That's 99 paltry pennies for a delicious Geno's Giant and regular fries at participating Geno's restaurants.
Hey, that's cool.
Not cool, hot. The hottest deal in town is Geno's Giant Deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Not big, gigantic. Geno's Giant Deal. 2 all-beef burgers.
2?
Right, a Geno's Giant. 2 all-beef burgers piled high with all the trimmings and Geno's special sauce. And then Geno's adds their crispy fries, all for just 99 cents.
Makes sense to me.
Right again, 99 cents for Geno's Giant Deal. But you gotta hurry. Offer expires June 4th. Now how do you feel?
Feeling good at Geno's.
Hey, you know, fella, you've got a pretty good voice.
I've been practicing.
A double change for the Phils. Bud Harrelson coming into play second. He'll bat 9th. And coming into pitch, Ron Reed. He'll bat 8th.
Bottom of the seventh, Braves lead it 4-1. For more play-by-play, here's Andy Musser.
Thank you, Harry. And the Braves are at the top of their batting order. Jerry Royster will lead it off for them. He has driven in a run today on a 1-for-3 performance. Royster, a right-handed batter, to square off against the ex-Brave Ron Reed. Larry Christensen went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, including a home run to Burroughs. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Here's the windup by Reed and the pitch to Royster, and it's over for a strike call. Reed has no run-loss record this year, a 2.52 earned run average, and he has recorded 2 saves. Tall right-hander winds. Here's his next pitch. It's a fly ball well hit into center field, but Maddox getting over to his right, and Gary grabs it for the out. Royster flies out to Maddox, first out of the inning. It brings up Brian Asselstein. Asselstein has also singled in a run today. He's 1 for 3, left-handed batter. Braves ahead 4-1. The Phillies have had just 3 hits, and Bob Boone has 2 of them. Asselstein takes a strike at the knees. Here's the windup and the next pitch by Reed. A drive into right center field. It falls for a hit. It goes by Maddox. He tried to flag it and couldn't. Asselstein's going to round second and go for 3, and he's going to get there standing up with a triple. A triple to center field, just to the right side of center field. Asselstein gets the Braves' second triple of the ball game. Bunnell had one earlier. Hit number 8 for Atlanta, and the first off Reed. And here's Biff Pocoroba. Now, earlier in this ball game, following the triple by Bunnell, which was a leadoff triple, the Braves never did get him around. Now they have Asselstein at third with 1 out. The Phillies are bringing the infield in. And the batter is Biff Pocoroba, switch hitter, batting left-handed against Ron Reed. Stretching the pitch to Pocoroba. It is high, ball 1. Boone bluffs a throw to third. Asselstein sneaks back in a hurry. Nothing to count on Biff Pocoroba. Stretching the pitch by Reed. A fastball misses inside, a ball. It's been a long time since the Phillies have had a complete game. Actually, they had one on this road trip. It was pitched by Lurch, but he was the losing pitcher in that ball game at Houston. Lurch going the distance for 8 innings in Houston on Wednesday, May 17th. Reed misses inside, and the count goes 3-0 on Pocoroba. Here's the 3-0 pitch to him. A hard-hit ball into center field. Maddox racing over. He makes the catch. Tagging at third and scoring easily will be Asselstein after a very fine running catch by Gary Maddox. Pocoroba gets his 11th run batted in, and the Braves lead it now 5-1. A sacrifice fly for Pocoroba. A 4-run lead for the Braves, and here's Jeff Burroughs, who homered in his last at-bat off Christensen, now facing Reed. Wind up in the pitch to him, fastball low, ball 1. Well, Pocoroba continues to impress the Phillies. Reed misses outside a ball. That's his 2nd run batted into the series. Nothing pitch on the way. It bounces in front of the plate. Burroughs leads the Braves in RBIs. He has 24. And Reed misses a pitch that comes inside, and he has walked Jeff Burroughs. Burroughs draws a base on balls. The first walk given up by Reed. 2 outs in the inning, and the batter is Gary Matthews. He is 0 for 3 today, a pair of strikeouts and a ground out. I believe the Braves are going to a pinch runner now for Burroughs. Rod Gilbreth is coming out to run for Burroughs. Here's Gary Matthews at the plate. Matthews batting at .250, and the pitch to him is high, ball 1. Gilbreth has been out of the regular lineup because of a sore throwing arm. Gilbreth suffered that injury at Cincinnati on a head-first slide. There's a pitch outside, a ball. Two balls and nothing, the count to Gary Matthews. 2 outs in the inning. The Braves have added an insurance run. Here's Reed's pitch. Way inside. 3-0. Ron struggling with his control. Braves have Roland Office warming up out near their bullpen. They'll probably put him in defensively next inning. Here's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Atlanta 5, Philadelphia 1. Reed stretches the 3-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Matthews. He may have gone for a pitch that was ball 4. It was up high. Well, the Phillies will be back in town tonight, and very glad of it. They'll be arriving at the airport at 8:42 p.m. Here's high, ball 4. Matthews aboard. Gilbreth goes to second base. Dale Murphy coming to the plate. Murphy, right-handed batter, has an infield hit today. Scored a run in the second inning. He's 1 for 3. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Reed stretches. Here's the pitch to Murphy. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Fireworks after the ball game tomorrow night. And you know, at Veterans Stadium, they always have good fireworks. I've never seen a bad fireworks show there. Reed stretches. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Check swing. He takes it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You'll probably even stay and watch that show, right?
Of course I will. I want to get my money's worth. I'll come for the whole show. I'll be there in time for dinner, too. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Check swing back to the screen.
That ain't no lie.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count on Murphy.
Nice to be back and have some of Johanna's home cooking in the press room tomorrow.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Murphy. I'm trying to teach her how to cook fish. She only does it 1 day a week, but when she does it nice.
Oh, yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a slider. Murphy goes down swinging, and the inning is over. But the Braves have added a run here in the 7th on 1 hit, and 2 men left on base. At the end of 7, Atlanta leads 5-1, and now time for a tasty break.
People are proud to call Philadelphia home because we've got a superstar baseball team like the Phillies. And we've also got a superstar cake called Tasty Cake, like fresh-baked Tasty Cake coffee cake and cream-filled coffee cake. Bring home Tasty Cake coffee cake 1 package at a time, or buy the family pack full, and treat yourself to all the good things wrapped up in one.
Tasty Cake is a world of fun. It's all the thrills wrapped up in one.
In the market for a new car, are you thinking about fixing your old one? Or maybe you'd rather consider leasing or renting? Well, George Foy of Foy Buick and Leasing at 316 West Chelton Avenue in Germantown makes all these options available to you. Foy Buick and Leasing has been serving the people of the Philadelphia area since 1921, and they've earned the respect of their customers by their dependability in sales and service. Be a satisfied customer by visiting Foy Buick at 316 West Chelton Avenue in the Germantown section of Philadelphia. We have an entirely realigned outfield for the Atlanta Braves as we go to the eighth inning. Barry Bunnell moves from third base to left field. Roland Office comes in the game to play center field. Hasselstein moves from center to right. And Rod Gilbreth, who is inserted as a pinch runner, stays in to play at third base. Well, Friday, June 9th, these Braves will open a series at Philadelphia, and it's going to be teen night, $1 off box and reserve seats for all teams at 8:05. And that's the night of the great pregame show featuring the Tramps and that great record, Disco Inferno. Buddy Harrelson leads off for the Phillies, and he takes a strike call. Harrelson batting out of the number 9 spot and now playing at second base. Preston Hanna winds, and here's the knuckle curve, chopped right back toward the mound. He fields it and throws him out. Harrelson retired on a 1-3 play. That's the first out of the Phillies' 8th inning. That was Harrelson's first at-bat of the ball game, but he was batting .211. Well, here's Bake McBride. This might be his last chance. Bake has batted safely in 9 of the last 10, but he's 0 for 3 today, including a punch-out. And Gilbreth just into the ball game, shortening up quite a bit at third base. The reason Gilbreth was out of the lineup was because of a sore throwing arm. He did play defensively late in last night's ball game. McBride takes the knuckle curve low and inside, 1 ball. 22,233 paid here at Atlanta Stadium today. A Jacket Day crowd watching the ball game and entertained right from the start with a home run hitting contest prior to the game, won by the Braves 10-7. Here's a hard hit ball, gloved at second base by Royster, and he throws him out. Looked like it might go through there for a moment, but Royster went sharply to his left and fielded that ball, and once he had it, he had an easy throw to get the out.
I think the Braves may have finally found a home for Jerry Royster. He's moved around a lot. They ran him in the outfield sometimes, shortstop, third base, and second base he's played all weekend. He's played it quite well, and he's a good little ball player. He swings the bat decent, and second base just might be his position.
Larry Bowo 0 for 3 on the afternoon. The pitch to Larry runs up as if to bunt, takes it low and inside, a ball. Well, Larry needs a hit to stay above the 300 mark. His average at the moment, 301. Here's the pitch to Larry. It's high, 2-0. Mets 1, Astros 1. They're in the 4th inning. Cubs lead the Cardinals 2-0 in the 1st. Here's a strike called to Boa, 2-1 the count. 2 outs, nobody on base for the Phillies in the 8th inning. Here's the windup by Preston Hanna and the pitch. High, ball 3, 3-1 to Boa. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Larry takes high, ball 4, and that'll preserve his 300 average as Boa draws a base on balls. That's only the 3rd handed out by Hanna today. Phillies getting a runner with 2 down. Mike Schmidt, the batter. Schmidt 0 for 2 with a walk. Atlanta ahead on the scoreboard, 5-1. We're in the 8th inning. Catcher Biff Pocoroba out to the mound to have a word before dealing with Mike Schmidt. Well, the Phillies' veteran stadium record this year is 13-6. And they'll be working to try to improve that tomorrow night when the Pirates move in. Pirates lead the Expos 5-2 in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. Swing and a miss, strike 1, and a good low fastball. Preston Hanna has averaged less than 5 innings per start this year. But here he is pitching with 2 out in the Phillies' 8th inning. The Braves have had bullpen deficiencies. If Hanna can finish, they'd love it. He has not had a complete game all year. Schmidt fouls one out of play. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes the count on Schmidt. Rick Camp is up and throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. Here's the pitch to Mike. It sails way over his head. Pocoroba made the stop. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think that was the knuckle curveball he threw Mike, went right over his head. I don't believe that was a knockdown pitch, even though the count was 0-2.
Pocoroba has had his hands full in the series. Of course, he caught Necro's fine effort on Friday night. That with the strict flutter ball that you never know where it's going. This one's a little more predictable, at least from Pocoroba's point of view. 1-2 the count on Mike Schmidt. Mike's average at 271. Still the Phillies leader in RBIs at 27, but Boone's pushing him. Boone's got 23 now. Pitch to him is outside. Knuckle curve missing. 2-2 the count. The Phillies are going to pitch Kopp, Carlton, and Lurch in the Pirates series starting tomorrow. The Buccos going with Robinson, Blyleven, and Candelaria. Preston Hanna, the 23-year-old right-hander, out of Pensacola, Florida, stretches, and here's the pitch. It's high, ball 3. 3-2 to Schmidt. Two outs, ball at first base. He'll be running on the pitch. See something a little strange. Joe Nolan, the catcher in the Braves bullpen, is wearing the full catching gear as he warms up Rick Camp. Does that tell you a little something about Camp or what? Here's the stretch by Hanna. There goes Boa. The pitch is fouled back to the screen by Schmidt.
I'll tell you one of the reasons why he put all that stuff on, too. A little while ago, our good friend Mr. Nux was out there throwing. The knuckleballer Phil Necro, and I don't blame him for putting all that stuff on when he's warming him up.
That's probably the answer right there.
Notice Pocoroba uses that big glove, too, for this guy, Preston Hanna, with all those knuckle curveballs he's been throwing.
Stretching the pitch, ball running again. Hard hit ball into right center field. It's going to be a run for Asselstein, now playing in right field, but he takes it for the out. Phillies retired in the 8th. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. At the end of 7.5, Atlanta 5, Philadelphia 1.
There's a demanding cat around. He's at your Lincoln Mercury dealers, and he wants these dealers to sell every Mercury in stock. Every one. That means you have a great chance to get into any one of his fine cars right now. From the full-size Mercury Marquis right through his Cougars, Zephyrs, Monarchs, and Bobcats. They're all up for grabs right now. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer quick, because that cat means business. At the sign of the cat.
I just saved myself a trip to the bank and a trip to the post office. I've got this new thing going with George Bank by phone from Girard Bank. Just paid a month's worth of bills, did a whole pile of banking. I even gave myself a loan. Oh, sure. A few other banks have pay by phone, but Girard lets me pay and bank by phone. You know, it's almost like having a Girard Bank right here in my kitchen.
Ask for a demonstration of George Bank by phone at any Girard Bank office.
Barry Bunnell leads off for the Braves in the 8th inning. He takes outside ball 1. Barry has 2 hits today, a single and a triple. Has driven in a run, scored a run, and stolen a base. Here's a pop-up, but it's foul out of play. Let's pause for station identification. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Boone gets back and makes the catch. Boone gave up on that ball, then realized he had a play, went back and made the catch. Bunnell fouls out to Boone just in front of the screen. Now we'll get the station break in. The Phillies Baseball Network.
This is KYW Philadelphia here at 4:32. AccuWeather says overcast through tonight, drizzle at times, fog late tonight. Tomorrow, a high near 73.
One down, Darrell Cheney at the plate. That was a strange play. Booney figured it was in the crowd. Finally, he went back and he made the play. Here's a strike to Cheney. Cheney is 1 for 2, a double. He also walked and scored in the second. Reed's fastball misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Atlanta leads this game 5-1. We're in the 8th inning. Ron Reed winds. Here's the pitch to Cheney. It's a ground ball right side. Hebner gloves. He's going to need Reed's help, and he gets it. Cheney retired on a 3-1 play. That's the second out of the inning. The Braves pitcher, Preston Hanna, coming to the plate. He'll get a good hand. Here's Hanna bidding to go the distance for the first time all year. Ron Reed into his windup, and the pitch to Hanna misses outside a ball. Hanna today is 0 for 3. Pitch on the way to him, fouls it back to the screen. Last year, Hanna had 9 starts for the Braves and a total appearances of 17, and he pitched 1 complete game. So he's bidding to pitch only his 2nd complete game of his major league career. Here's a pop foul out of play. Oh, 0-2 on Preston Hanna, right-handed batter. Reed into the windup, and here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a curveball, swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Braves retired 1-2-3 in the 8th inning. At the end of 8, Atlanta leads 5-1.
Plymouth Arrow gets great mileage, 39 on the highway, 29 in the city, and has a low sticker price, $38.41, excluding taxes and destination charges, and features like reclining buckets, tinted glass, and fold-down rear seat. So when you get a Plymouth Arrow, you get your money's worth. The mileage is an EPA estimate for a manual transmission Arrow with 1.6-liter engine. Your mileage may differ. Plymouth Arrow's great mileage, price, and features give you your money's worth. See it today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
My mom made me the biggest hoagie in the whole wide world.
I made it fresh from the corner deli at Acme Super Saver. I found wonderfully fresh meats, cheeses, and hoagie varieties to make a different hoagie every day.
Provolone and Munster. They're the big cheeses at my house.
You'll find a delicious selection of cheeses, all sliced to order from the corner deli at Acme.
Take it from me, nothing tastes better than real Jewish rye and real corned beef.
He likes his rye bread fresh, so I buy it freshly sliced from the corner deli at Acme.
Real Jewish rye, crunchy Italian bread, pumpernickel. Any way you slice it or any way we slice it, they're baked fresh, delivered fresh. And you take it home fresh from the corner deli at Acme.
I like nothing better than to smother spicy salami with real deli mustard.
You'll find over 85 varieties of fresh deli meats and cheeses, and our spicy mustard will cover every single one.
Delicious.
There's freshness waiting for you at the corner deli at Acme Super Saver.
Last chance for the Phillies, who return to Veterans Stadium tomorrow night to open a long homestand against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They'll be in for the first 3 games. Plenty of tickets available for that big show tomorrow night, so we'll look for you at the ballpark at 7:30 when the pregame activities begin. Game time 8:35, and fireworks following the ball game. Here's Greg Luzinski to start the 9th against Preston Hanna. His knuckle curve is high, ball 1. The Bull has a hit today. He's 1 for 3. Hanna, the right-hander, winds. Here's his next pitch. Strike called. 1-1 to Luzinski. He'll be followed by Hebner and Maddox. Wind up in the next pitch. Knuckle curve high. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Luzinski. A fastball misses high. 3 balls and a strike. Hanna has walked 3. He has 3 strikeouts. He has given the Phillies 3 hits. 2 of them by Bob Boone. And Boone's first hit, a single in the second, drove in the Phillies' only run. Here's the 3-1 to Luzinski. A strike right at the knees. Full count. When the Phillies scored that run in the second, they were ahead 1-0. Then the Braves came back to get 3 in that inning. The full count pitch is outside. Luzinski draws a walk. Lead man on in the 9th inning. Luzinski takes first, and the batter will be Richie Hebner. Hebner is 0 for 3. He almost homered in his last at-bat. Gary Matthews, then playing right field, pulled that ball down right at the fence. Realigned outfield for the Braves now has Matthews on the bench. And Asselstein is playing right. Knuckle curve in for a strike. It's Bunnell in left, Office in center, and Asselstein in right for Atlanta. Hanna stretches. Here's the pitch to Hebner. Knuckle curve missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rick Camp and Jamie Easterly are warming up. Camp a right-hander, Easterly a left-hander for Atlanta. Stretching the 1-1 pitch to Hebner. Knuckle curve, fly ball, deep right field. Asselstein back. He tries to glove it and can't. It's going to be a ground rule double as that ball one-hops over the low fence in right center field. And Luzinski will go to third base. That'll be a ground rule double for Hebner. And Bobby Cox coming out of the dugout to talk with Preston Hanna.
Man, he's been mentioning that Preston Hanna really hasn't gone this far all year. He hasn't completed a game, and kind of surprised to see him go this far. The Phillies expected they would be able to do more with Preston Hanna today than they've been able to do, and got to give him a lot of credit. He's basically a 2-pitch pitcher. That's fastball and a knuckle curve, a changeup once in a while. It's done a super job today to go into the 9th inning with just a 3-hitter.
Here's Gary Maddox. Gary is 0 for 2 with a walk, a stolen base, and he has scored the Phillies' lone run. It's 5-1 Atlanta, but they've got to get the Phillies out here in the 9th inning, and of course it was a 3-run uprising in the 9th last night that pulled the game out for the Phillies. Here they start the 9th trailing by 4. Maddox followed by Boone on deck, and then a pinch hitter for Reed. Phillies bullpen showing confidence. Tug McGraw gets up. The pitch to Maddox. Pop fly. Foul out of play beyond the Atlanta dugout. Strike 1. They can't have the right average up there for Maddox. He started the game at 304. 0 for 2 would not drop him to 282. Here's the knuckle curve. It's laced into center field. A base hit. And the Phillies are going to get 2 runs. Luzinski scores. Hebner follows him, and all of a sudden this is a 5-3. Phillies bullpen showing confidence. Tug McGraw gets up. The pitch to Maddox. Pop fly. Foul out of play beyond the Atlanta dugout. Strike 1. They can't have the right average up there for Maddox. He started the game at 304. 0 for 2 would not drop him to 282. Here's the knuckle curve. It's laced into center field, a base hit, and the Phillies are going to get 2 runs. Luzinski scores. Hebner follows him, and all of a sudden this is a 5-3 ball game. A single by Gary Maddox drives in 2 runs, and it drives Preston Hanna from the ball game. Bobby Cox is out, and he is going to change pitchers. So we've got a pitching change here in Atlanta. Don't give up on this one yet, friends. We'll be back following these messages.
If you
used to shy away from Penn Jersey because we didn't carry a big name in tires. Well, you just find out which one of our 128 stores is closest to you and head for it right now, because we've got some big news when it comes to tires. And the big news is that we've got America's biggest, Goodyear. That's right. Penn Jersey Auto Stores now stock Goodyear tires. We've got them in sizes for all cars, and we can install them for you right away. So if you want the biggest name in America when it comes to tires, get over to Penn Jersey. Get Goodyear tires at Penn Jersey prices. And while you're there, you might also notice that most of the big names in the business hang out with us as well. Names like Motorcraft, Purolator, Quaker State, Prestone, Harmonize, STP, and Champion. And we offer them to you at the kind of prices that make you smile. Like these.
The next time you need an oil change to the best, Castrol. It's a great oil at a great everyday low price from Penn Jersey Auto Stores. Quality at a price you can't drive by.
You know, with the purchase of selected General Electric major appliances, General Electric is giving away a U.S. savings bond.
Bonds away!
That's from now until May 31st.
You know, gentlemen prefer bonds.
You can get a great General Electric major appliance and use the savings bond to help finance a trip.
Bon voyage.
Or use the bond to buy something great.
Like chocolate-covered bonbons?
So see your GE dealer today.
Bonsai!
Eagle Department Store, 3rd and Market Streets, Oxford, Pennsylvania.
The Braves are bringing in right-hander Rick Camp, who was the losing pitcher in last night's ball game, as he worked in the 9th inning and gave up 3 hits and a run. First time the Phillies had beaten him. There are no outs in the inning. 2 runs are in. It's a 5-3 ball game. And so the Phillies bring the tying run to the plate in Bob Boone, who is 2 for 3 today, including an RBI and a double. Right-hander Camp stretches. Here's the pitch to Boone. It's low, ball 1. Camp's record this year is 0-2, and he has a 5.63 earned run average. He's appearing in his 14th game, all in relief. There goes Maddox. The pitch is over for a strike. Throw to second. He is safe as the ball slips away from the second baseman Royster, making the fielding play, and Gary Maddox will get his second stolen base of the ball game. Dave Campbell joins left-hander Jamie Easterly in the Braves bullpen now. Well, don't say the 9th innings haven't been exciting. Yeah, but why wait so long? Yeah. It was the 8th inning Friday night before the Phillies scored off Phil Necro, and that was on the pinch homer by Jerry Martin. It's a ball and a strike to Bob Boone with Maddox now at second base, and there's nobody out. Camp stretches. Here's his delivery to Boone. It's outside. He missed with a slider, 2 balls and a strike. Jay Johnstone is out in the on-deck circle to bat for Reed. The pitch to Boone, a strike right over the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Camp out the belt. Here's the 2-2 pitch way outside. We've got a full count to Bob Boone. Boone's average is up to 269 now in his 2 for 3 afternoon. Bob's second on the Phillies and runs batted in. Stretching the pitch to Boone. Fly ball down the right field line, coming hard. Asselstein, he slides, he catches the ball. Throw back to second. Maddox is back in time. A sliding catch by Brian Asselstein in right field as he headed toward the line. There was no doubt that he made that catch. He more than caught the ball well off the ground. That's the first out of the inning. So Boone retired on a great play by Asselstein. It brings up Jay Johnstone, the Jaybird, batting at 205. He is the Phillies' most frequently used pinch hitter, coming up 13 times, but he has yet to hit as a pinch hitter. He's 0 for 13. That was a heck of a play by Asselstein. I haven't seen much of him, but we've seen of him this weekend. He's a pretty good outfielder. I don't know that Gary Matthews would have caught that ball. I don't think that he would have. Gary doesn't run as well as Asselstein, for one thing. stretch in the pitch to Johnstone. Low, ball one. Tim McCarver is out in the on-deck circle to bat for Bud Harrelson. Phillies pulling out all the stops here in the ninth inning. Maddox at second base. There's one out. Braves lead at 5-3. Reliever Rick Camp stretches. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Golfed foul down the third baseline. A strike.
Got Adrian Devine down there to try and protect the guys that are warming up, and he just blew that ground ball and almost got his catcher killed down there.
The bullpen guard charging with an error. 1 ball, 1 strike on pinch hitter Jay Johnstone. Camp stretches in the pitch way outside. 2-1. Atlanta 5, Phillies 3. One out in the inning. Maddox at second base following his single that drove in 2 runs and then his stolen base. Here's the pitch to Jay. A hard hit ball to left field, base hit. Gary Maddox is rounding third, but he's being held there. Jay Johnstone singles into left field, and Maddox held at third base. And the Phillies have the tying run on base. Jay Johnstone gets his first pinch hit of the year for the Phillies. And Tim McCarver, a tough batter in the clutch, is coming up. The Phillies played it cautiously with Maddox. It would have taken a great throw to get him, but his run didn't mean anything, so they certainly didn't want to force him around. Now, Tim McCarver, and we're also going to get a pinch runner for Johnstone, who's had some back problems. And Jim Morrison is coming out to run for Jay Johnstone. Bobby Cox is coming out of the Atlanta dugout, and I believe he's going to go to the left-hander, Jamie Easterly. We've got a pitching change here in Atlanta. It's 5-3 Braves, but the Phillies have the tying runs on base with 1 down in the ninth. Don't go away. We'll be back following these messages.
Want to add new sparkle and excitement to a humdrum world? Well, enroll for summer courses at Widener College in nearby suburban Chester, PA. Widen your world with Widener. There are long lists of subjects available, both graduate and undergraduate, both day and evening classes, as well as a Widener Way for Women program. Perhaps you need a few credits prior to September. Perhaps you're thinking of re-entering college. Perhaps you're out of high school a few years and want to give college a try. Widener College is a fully accredited college where you can work toward a degree or just take a course or two that will make your life more interesting and your career more rewarding. Day courses at Widener include business administration, engineering, social science, paralegal, humanities, and science, just to name a few. In addition, evening courses include accounting and management, liberal arts, science, engineering, and social science. MBA courses are also offered in the evening. Make this summer rewarding as well as enjoyable. Call Widener College at 876-5551 for additional information.
Chrysler LeBaron's a good combination. It's a car sized for today's living, yet loaded with luxury. It gives you your money's worth of sensibly sized style. And your choice of 3 models, a young stylish 2-door, a classic 4-door, and the new LeBaron Town & Country wagon. The difference between this wagon and any other is luxury. Why drive a car that doesn't feel great? Why not get your money's worth of style and luxury? When LeBaron gives you all this, why settle for anything less? See it at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Well, the Phillies are playing out the string here again today. Jamie Easterly, a left-hander, is coming out of the bullpen to pitch for Atlanta, and so the Phillies are calling back Tim McCarver, and they're going to go with Jerry Martin, who already has a pinch home run in this series, and Jerry has 2 pinch home runs this year. There's only 1 out in the inning. The Phillies have the tying runs on base. Maddox at third. Jim Morrison pinch running at first base. Looking at Easterly's record, he's 0-1 this year with a 5.25 earned run average. He has appeared in 9 games, 3 of them as a starting pitcher. We might also mention it's getting awfully dark here at Atlanta. I think some rain showers are on the way. Right-handed batting Jerry Martin up for the Phillies, hitting at .292. The stretch by Easterly in the pitch. It's a pop-up. It's fouled behind the plate. Back is Pocoroba. He's got to play. He makes it. Martin on one pitch fouls out to Pocoroba right in front of the screen. That's the second out of the ninth inning as Martin fouls out. So it's up to Bake McBride. And Bake happy to get another shot in this ball game. He's been 0 for 4 today, including a strikeout, and Bake has batted in 9 of the last 10 ball games, and this is a great spot to continue a streak like that. Tying runs on base, 2 out of the ninth inning. Braves lead at 5-3. They started the inning leading at 5-1. This is their third pitcher of the inning, Jamie Easterly. The stretch by the left-hander. Here's the pitch on the way to McBride. It is over for a strike call. Now McBride is walking away from the plate. I think he's going for the pine tar ride, but frankly, Chris, he's just upset at that call.
Yeah, that's why he's walking away. The ball was almost, it was right off his shoe top. You know, Andy Olson called it a strike. He's just going to take his time. He's kind of showing Andy Olson up a little bit right now, and if anything else is close, it's going to be a strike. But that, you know, situation like that, you got to call a ball and strike right, and that was really off. But they do a good job. And so do you, Chris. So, you know, Bake's taking about 2 minutes to show him how he thinks. All right, it's a count on McBride of 1 strike. Bake getting back in the batter's box. Getting very dark here in Atlanta. Easterly stretches. Pitch on the way to McBride. It's high, a ball. Now, the third baseman, Rod Gilbreth, is way in. He's protecting against Bake possibly laying one down here. McBride can do that. Not likely here, though. There are 2 outs, but Gilbreth is in even with the bag and creeping in a little bit more with the pitch. The stretch by Easterly and the pitch inside, and Bake had to bend back from that pitch to keep from getting hit. Two balls and a strike. Morrison, the runner at first. He represents the tying run. Maddox, the runner at third. Easterly stretches. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, center field. This ought to do it. Roland Office waiting, coming in. He grabs it, and this ball game is over. The Braves have beaten the Phillies, and the Phils on the road trip won 3 and lost 9. In the 9th inning, the Phillies get a couple of runs on 3 hits, and they leave 2 men on base. Braves win the ball game by a 5-3 score. Back to wrap it up in just a moment.
It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind. So dear baby, and for the king of you, and settle down, and release yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where. You know a glass of blood is like an easy chair. When you've been burned by blood, you put it on. When you've been burned by blood, you put it on. When you've been burned by blood, you put it on. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis. There's 2 things I remember about 58. I spent more on oil for my hair than on oil for my car. And I bought my first Chevy. It's also the year I started using Champions. And in 66, I remember 2 more things. A silver Corvette and a redhead named Georgette. No matter where you are, Champion. This year I got myself a Chevy wagon. And 4 more things to remember. Billie Jean, Little Joe. Billy Jean and Billy Bob. Now, I've had a lot of different kinds of Chevys over the years, but one kind of spark plug champion.
You can't buy a better spark for any kind of car than champion. Champion. You can't buy a better spark no matter where you are than champion. Champion number one in the world. Number one in your car.
Did I forget someone? Did I forget Billy Jack?
Well, here in Atlanta, the Phillies have lost this rubber game of a 3-game series, and so on this road trip, a 4-city trip, the Phillies never won more than one game in any one city. They won a game in Houston, one in New York, and one here in Atlanta. They were blank in Chicago. One game there was rained out, so that was a 2-game series. Today, they put on a comeback attempt in the 9th inning. Luzinski led it off with a walk. Hebner followed with a double. Gary Maddox knocked in 2 men with a single to center field, and then Gary stole second. The Phillies got him to third on a pinch hit by Jay Johnstone, but Jerry Martin fouled out, and Bake McBride flied out to win the ball game. The first out actually was the fly ball by Bob Boone, a great sliding catch in right field by Brian Esselstein, and that may have been the key defensive play of the 9th inning. So the Braves win this ball game, and here are the totals. For Atlanta, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 7 men left on base. The Phillies, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 7 men left on base. The winning pitcher is Preston Hanna. He is undefeated at 4-0. Rick Camp worked the third of an inning. Jamie Easterly called on to get the final 2 outs, and he earns his first save of the year. The losing pitcher was Larry Christensen. Larry went the first 6 innings for the Phillies. He's 3-4 now. Christensen gave up 7 hits and 4 runs, including a home run to Jeff Burroughs. Phillies did not have any round trippers in this ball game today, but they certainly got another key hit out of Gary Maddox. Bake McBride went 0 for 5 today. He had hit safely in 9 of 10 before this one. Looks like we got the ball game in just in time. Looks like rain might be on the way here in Atlanta, but whether it is or not, the Phillies are on their way home, and they'll be happy to be playing at Veterans Stadium at 8:30 against the Pirates tomorrow night, and we will look for you. This game played in 2 hours and 24 minutes in front of 22,233. Be sure and stay tuned for the Tasty Cake wrap-up show. It follows immediately. Nick Gear has been our technician for the series here in Atlanta. Our executive producer is Steve Silverman. Phillies baseball, a presentation of the Philadelphia Phillies. For Rich Ashburn, Harry Callis, and Chris Wheeler, Andy Musser saying so long from Atlanta, where the final score was Braves 5, Phillies 3. This is the Phillies Baseball Network.
Phillies baseball has been sponsored in part by Tasty Cake, whose cakes, pies, and cookies give you over 30 delicious ways to take a tasty break. Tasty Cake, all the good things wrapped up in one. And by your Coca-Cola bottler, who reminds you that Coke adds life to baseball and all your favorite sports. Enjoy it often. By Girard Bank, where George lets you be the banker night and day, every day. And by the people with the all-star lineup this season, your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. By Anheuser-Busch, brewers of Budweiser, the king of beers. There's no better way to relax than with the easy taste of Budweiser. And by Geno's, where you get the 100% sirloiner, Kentucky Fried Chicken, crispy fish, and make it yourself salad. You'll be feeling good at Geno's. By your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer, where you get Grand Slam deals on the most complete lineup of new cars in your area.
This is News Radio in the Delaware Valley, KYW 1060 Philadelphia. The top story of the hour, the winners at Resorts International Hotels Gambling Casino don't care if it's not mostly sunny outdoors in Atlantic City this weekend. Crowds continue to bang the nickels into the slots and take part in other games, but a number of business owners elsewhere along the shore are crying the blues since the generally gloomy skies might have prevented them from bigger profit this weekend. More on that story after the post-game show.
It's official.
Abington Township has granted building permits number 6034 and 6035 to the Marty Sussman Organization, Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, to enlarge the size of its facilities. Well, construction has begun, so it's your opportunity to make a deal on a car or truck you'll be talking about for years. The Marty Sussman Organization must move its entire inventory of new Oldsmobiles, Hondas, Dodges, Mazdas, and trucks. Even custom vans must go to make room for the construction workers and equipment. Now, this is not just another sale. This is a real opportunity to save hundreds of dollars on over 350 cars and trucks and over 100 used cars. We're not kidding around. There are no gimmicks, no restrictions. All in-stock cars and trucks are eligible. Even special deals on hard-to-get Hondas and Mazdas. Inventory must be moved immediately to make room for new construction during this truly we-mean business sale. That's Marty Sussman Olds Honda and Marty Sussman Dodge Mazda, Jenkintown, Pennsylvania.
And now Tasty Cake is proud to present the Tasty Cake Wrap-Up Show with facts and figures of today's game and an exclusive interview with the star of the game. So grab a Tasty Cake. There are more than 30 delicious kinds to choose from. Relax in your easy chair and get into 1978 baseball season with Tasty Cake and the Phillies. All the good things wrapped up in one.
Tasty Cake is the one that won. All the things wrapped up in one.
Hi, everybody. Back in Atlanta Stadium, this is Rich Ashburn. Our guest on our Tasty Cake Wrap-Up Show is Phillies Director of Player Personnel, Paul Owens, who has obliged us by sitting in with us here this afternoon. And, Paul, a nightmarish road trip. You saw every game on the road. Anything that concerns you about this ball club?
Well, it was a bad trip, Richie. It's very reminiscent of the lead we blew in 76. I thought we played a lot like that, except the thing I think was the key is that in the last 5 years, I haven't seen our club play as bad defensively as we have, and it's just been a team effort. It came from all sources, and normally, as you know, that's our strength.
Well, how do you account for that? Is it just a temporary slump?
Well, I think it is because we know, and you know, and I know, and everyone knows that it's a good defensive ball club, but we just haven't played well, and it hasn't come from any one particular player. It's been, they've shared it pretty well. I don't know whether it has anything to do with the fact we played the last 9 ball games on grass. It could be a factor. But it came from all sources, and as bad as we played, I really feel there's 3 games we should have won, leading in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. We still could have finished with a 500 road trip, but let's hope that we're getting it out of the system and not have a slump later on, because I think every club does have a finish slump.
Paul, did you do any business this trip? Did you lay any groundwork for any trades in all these cities?
Well, a lot of things are starting to pick up now. The June 15th deadline, Richie, and clubs are calling sometimes just to exchange waiver lists and so forth, but I don't really have anything current going that I can see that we might do to improve the ball club.
Fans say, make a trade, but sometimes the trades you don't make are the best, and it's not. Today, it's not that easy to make a trade, really, with all the different contracts, and guys get options, and they get the say on whether you can be traded. There are a lot of contracts like that around.
Well, I think we've talked about this before, that I think in the last year or two with the new basic agreement and rules and so forth, there's been a lot of new factors added to making deals, and amount of time they got playing, when their contracts run out, and so forth. So it does make it rather difficult. But I'm not really concerned about our ball club. I think that they're in a bad slump, but we're not getting production out of our 3, 4, and 5 men right now, and that's going to happen. But when you add that together with playing poor defense, then you just can't win when you can 3, 4, and 5 outs an inning. And that's what we've been doing.
Okay, let's check some of the scoring in this ball game. The Phillies jumped out to a lead early in the ball game with 2 men out. Gary Maddox stole a base, walked and then stole a base. And then Bob Boone, who's having a pretty good year in the bottom part of the lineup, the batter.
Here's a hard hit ball, base hit to left field. Maddox being waved around. Here comes Burrow's throw. It is cut off, and the Phillies lead the ball game 1-0.
That lead didn't hold up very long. The Braves in the bottom half of the second inning after Gary Matthews struck out.
of Murphy. Dale Murphy got an infield hit, went to second on Mike Schmidt's error, and then Barry Bennell, the batter.
Christensen stretches the one-strike pitch. A change-up, and it's looped into left field, a base hit. Murphy is being waved around. He's headed for the plate. He will score without a throw, and this ball game is tied.
Barry Bennell, any regrets on Barry Bennell, Paul? He did go on the Dick Allen trade, had a good minor league record. I know you hate to have given him up.
Well, we did. You always hate to give up young player, but we felt at the time that we had to, and he was untried, and I don't know where he'd play in our ball club right now anyway, Richard.
Bennell tying the game with that single, then stole second base, the first stolen base for the Braves in this three-game series. Darrell Cheney walked after that. The pitcher, Preston Hanna, struck out, and then Jerry Royster, who had not picked up a base hit in this series, Royster the batter.
Here's the stretch and the 2-1 pitch to Royster. Ground ball back through the middle. It's a base hit. Nobody got it. And coming on around to score is Bennell. Throw is cut off by Hebner, and the Braves take a lead 2-1.
A 2-1 lead for Atlanta. And then Brian Hasselstein hit a ball almost the same place Royster hit his, just on the other side of second base. And this is what happened.
Larry has the sign from Boone. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball back through the middle. Another base hit. Darrell Cheney being waved around. He is going to score, and the Braves lead it 3-1.
Braves scoring 3 runs in the second inning, going ahead 3-1. That lead stayed that way until the bottom half of the fifth inning, when with 2 men out, Jeff Burrows, the league's leading hitter going into the ball game today, coming to home plate.
Pitch on the way. Fastball driven to deep right field. This baby is way out of here. Home run, Jeff Burrows.
And that made it a 4-1 lead for Atlanta. The Braves scored another run in the seventh inning after a one-out triple by Hasselstein. He scored the fifth Braves run on a sacrifice fly by Biff Pocoroba to make it a 5-1 ball game. The Phillies made it interesting in the ninth inning. They had a real rally going. Greg Luzinski started the inning with a walk. Richie Hebner hit a double to right center field that put runners on second and third with nobody out. And then Gary Maddox, the batter.
Knuckle curve, it's laced into center field, a base hit, and the Phillies are going to get 2 runs. Luzinski scores, Hebner follows him, and all of a sudden this is a 5-3 ball game.
And that was the Phillies' last hurrah. They did threaten after that. Bob Boone was robbed of a base hit in right field. Jay Johnstone pinch hit a single to left field with runners on first and third. Jerry Martin popped up behind home plate to foul out for the second out, and then Bate McBride hit a deep fly ball to center field to end the ball game. The final score, the Braves winning at 5-3. Well, Paul, the Phillies headed back home, which is usually good news, but 3 pretty tough clubs, the Dodgers, Pirates, and Giants coming in.
They are tough, and I'm just hoping maybe some home cooking will straighten us out.
Paul, thanks for the visit, and I hope we see you smiling in the next few days. You've really been a grump on this road.
I haven't smiled too much lately, but I'm not giving up. I'm just a little bit perturbed the way we played, and but we're going to bounce back. We'll be there.
Thank you very much, Paul, for visiting with us on the Tasty Cake Wrap-Up Show. Paul Owens will receive a gift certificate from the Mitchell Daroff Clothing Showroom at 417 North 3rd Street in Philadelphia, the Rosemont Village Mall in Rosemont, PA, and the stock room in Quakertown. And we'll be back with a Major League scoreboard right after this word from Tasty Cake.
Tasty Cake is the day in spring, a brand new love or golden ring. Tasty Cake is the morning sun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one. Tasty Cake is the deep blue sea, the song they're singing for you and me. Tasty Cake is the world of fun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one.
When it comes to the Phillies, everyone has their favorite player. And when it comes to Tasty Cake, everybody has their favorite. Some of the things Tasty Cake fans like best are velvety, smooth, cream-filled vanilla crimpies, or dark, delicious cream-filled chocolate crimpies. Tempting, fresh-baked cakes that come individually wrapped or by the handy family packful. Choose your favorite kind of Tasty Cake crimpies and treat yourself
All the good things wrapped up in one.
Tasty cake is a world of fun. It's all the good things wrapped up in one.
Okay, let's check the Major League scoreboard. A lot of action in the league today. In both leagues today, Montreal and Pittsburgh are now in the ninth inning. The Expos are batting in the ninth with the Pirates leading 5-2. Dews and Bibby, the starting pitchers in that ball game. John Milner hit his first home run of the year for Pittsburgh in the in the first inning. Pittsburgh leading Montreal 5-2. They're in the ninth inning in a single game. The Mets lead Houston 3-1. They're now in the eighth inning playing in the Astrodome. And the Chicago Cubs, who have won 7 straight ball games, are leading the Cardinals 2-0 after 5 innings. The Cardinals have lost 14 out of their last 15 ball games. San Diego leads Cincinnati 1-0. They're in the fourth inning. The Dodgers lead the Giants 1-0. After 2.5 innings, Don Sutton and John Montefiore, the pitchers in that ball game. In the American League, in the first of a doubleheader, Cleveland and Baltimore on extra innings tied at 3-3. They've just gone to the 10th inning. California leads Milwaukee 3-0. They're in the third inning playing on the West Coast. In the first of a doubleheader, the New York Yankees beat Toronto 5-3. Toronto leads in the second game 2-0 after 2.5 innings. In the first of a doubleheader, the Chicago White Sox beat Oakland 3-2, and they're just about ready to start their second game. The Boston Red Sox, playing great baseball, beat Detroit 4-3 in the first of a doubleheader. They're about ready to start their second game. Slayton will go against Wright in that one. Kansas City leads Minnesota 7-5 at the end of 8 innings, playing in Minnesota. And a night game, Seattle will be playing at Texas tonight. So the Phillies did not win a series in all 4 cities, Houston, New York, Chicago, and Atlanta, and of course losing here today 5-3, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates coming in tomorrow night for the start of a 3-game series. Phillies will face a fine rookie in the person of Don Robinson, and Jim Cott will be doing the pitching for the Phils in that ball game. In the next homestand coming up, the Phillies have to face Pittsburgh, 3 games, then the Dodgers will come in for a 3-game series starting on Friday night, and then the very surprising San Francisco Giants with a very strong pitching staff to follow the Pirates and the Dodgers. So a big homestand coming up for the Phillies. My engineer has been Mick Gear, my producer Chris Wheeler. The Phillies losing here today 5-3. We'll be talking to you tomorrow night from Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium. Game time 8:35. The Phillies and the Pirates. We'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Phillies Baseball Network. Hope you've enjoyed today's Tasty Cake wrap-up show. Tune in after the next Phillies game when Tasty Cake once again wraps up facts and figures of the game, interviews the star of the game, and gives you the inside scoop on the Phillies as the 1978 baseball season rolls along. Tasty Cake and the Phillies are all the good things wrapped up in one.